You hear NASCAR Racing Live. The NFL ramps up for the 2021-22 season. Get all the updates and info on your home for the NFL in the Valley. It's summertime, and the Fanatic is your summer home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Also at 95.9 FM in the East Valley.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you in the market for a new car or that dream car? I'm Kix Brooks, and if you're a Navy Federal Credit Union member, it couldn't be easier to get an auto loan. Members can apply online, on their mobile app, or by phone and get a decision in seconds. With Navy Federal, you can even estimate your monthly payments and interest rates with their auto loan calculator. So if you're ready for a new car and you're a member, Navy Federal Credit Union is your first stop. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, we've all been hearing about Valley Medical Weight Loss for quite some time now. We've been hearing about how easy they make it to lose weight and keep it off. And we've been hearing about how convenient it is to visit one of their 3 Valley locations. And we've heard these other guys on the radio station here have success. Yeah, I've heard about it too. So I've joined in and I've already lost 6 pounds in just a couple of weeks. I am so glad I gave Valley Medical Weight Loss a try, and you will be too. Check them out at valleymedicalweightloss.com. And remember, mention Fanatic and you'll get your first week free. Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve with our affordable Open for Business advertising package. You'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com, click the link for the Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K240 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. Randy White's got something going on, and it's none of your damn business. But we got Keon Rose with us here today. Phil is in there pushing the buttons and doing whatever the hell it is he does. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We are broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar studio. And did you feel it? Did you feel it?
Did I feel it?
Yeah, did you feel it? Did Keon, did you feel it?
What was it? A tremor? What am I trying to feel?
The Major League Baseball draft has finally come to an end. Yeah, it came and went, and I don't know if anybody else noticed because I certainly didn't. Did anybody notice? Did anybody? Yeah, did you get everything you dreamt you would get in this draft?
After the first round, I pay attention to nothing else in that draft. It's the least exciting of all the sports drafts.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. There's no reason for it because everybody immediately goes down to the minors and you don't hear from them again for a year or two or forever. So that happened today, but there's a lot of weird stuff happening. This seems like a really weird sports day. The stories that keep coming out, I just like, what are you talking about? And I'm a little bummed that Randy's not here for this because I don't know if he'd be thrilled. I don't know if he'd be upset about it because he's in a bad place when it comes to Major League Baseball right now. He's in a very bad place. He doesn't care for the way baseball's doing stuff. But now Rob Manfred he came out and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to drop those 7-inning doubleheaders, which makes me happy. I'm for that. The extra innings rule, that's gone. The runner rule, that's gone in 2022. And he also talking about banning that shift. I don't know about that. What do you guys think about them banning the shift?
I can see why they do it. You want teams to go back to playing small ball. That's probably the best way to do it, because obviously they're just going to look at what you do statistically, where you like to hit the ball, shift, and try to take that away from you, which forces players to go, you know what? If I just hit a home run, then I don't have to worry about where I'm putting the ball at all. But that is a defensive strategy that teams can use. And so you're taking that away from them. And I don't know that necessarily makes the game better, and may make the game worse, at least in the short term, if you think that actually is going to fix things.
But if there's a shift, correct me if I'm wrong here, don't a lot of them use laser pointers coming from the top of the arena to actually place the players into the optimal shift positions?
Is that against the rules?
It's not. I don't believe it's against the rules, and they can go to that. But it feels like it's going to the next level. I mean, again, if you were to take this to football per se, and you were to say, all right, Tyreek Hill is usually going to catch the ball. If we go to football science, we've all seen those types of segments on certain networks and everything. He's probably going to catch the ball at this particular moment. So you know what? If you're a cornerback and we're trying to, all we need to do is prevent the touchdown, just stay at this specific spot, and he's either going to hit it there 90% of the time, or if he beats you, whatever. It just feels like we're taking it too far to the next level, where strategy is no longer implemented by the players and the coaches. It's more so taking a more front role with the front office.
Well, what are they going to do now? Start calling offsides, kind of like they do, like, or a line violation, or like hockey or basketball? I mean, Manfred was talking about it, and he says it's not change, it's restoration. Yeah, but to me, I hear restriction. He says, let's say you regulated the shift by requiring 2 infielders on each side of second base. What does that do? He says, makes the game look like what it looked like when I was 12 years old. Yeah, but I bet you were drunk then too, Manfred. He says, this is why people are in favor of it. Front offices in general believe it'll have positive effect on the play of the game. Yeah, I'm glad you got rid of those 7-inning doubleheaders, because that to me illegitimized some no hitters. I'm glad that extra inning runner rule is gone. I hated that, but this right here, I'm just not sure how to feel about it.
I just don't like it. I think that if you have the field, you should use the whole field however you want to use it. And if that is in a way that makes it hard for hitters, this is how sports evolve. They're going to figure something out, figure out a way to counter that and push back against it. If you restrict that, then you are taking some degree of strategy out of the game. There's just no two ways about it.
Well, whatever the case, this is going to happen in 2022. So when they say 2022, that is spring training next year.
Correct.
Okay.
Because right now we're in the 2021 season.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't understand, if you've decided that a rule is a good thing or a bad thing, why wait? Why not just say, hey, we're going to do this now? Who's going to complain if it was a good idea?
I mean, no one's going to complain. Well, maybe someone might complain. Someone might go, wait, hold on. We might be 5 games above 500 if you implemented that rule, 20 games ago. Why did you do it now? I mean, someone's going to complain.
Well,
about
I'd say,
how unfair that was.
there will be casualties, and your team sucks either way. Moving on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't have everything, man. You can't have everything. 888-368-1580. Screaming Eagles says, hey, guys, hope everybody is happy and doing well. As you know, Alex Gibbs passed away yesterday. I was privileged to actually meet Mr. Gibbs a few years ago. He wasn't very tall, but what a dynamic and energetic man he was in his 70s. He had more energy than people half his age. The NFL has lost a wonderful coach. King of Kitten says, when I was drafted in the 2nd round, I declined my assignment and I played hardball at the School of Hard Knocks.
Oh, wow. Well, there we go. Way to go, King of Kittens.
I don't know if that's really true or not. Large Mars said, the shift is kind of like Kurt Schilling's bloody sock. Bunt it, you morons. Yeah, I just don't like them taking away the strategy of things. That is always going to bother me. But I guess we'll let let this take a little more time to marinate in our brains, and we'll see what happens. So the draft came and went, nobody cared, and now the home run derby happened last night, and it was not who you thought it was that would win that thing. And
shouldn't it have been who we thought it would be?
You thought it was going to be Ohtani.
Did you?
Well, everybody
I did.
built it up to be that big of a deal.
It was certainly his coming out party and his coronation onto the sport, being the figurehead for the sport going forward.
He wasn't anywhere near winning that thing.
Oh, he was tired after making that 22 home run slugging comeback. You could see that he was winded. His arms were getting tired in that specific round. But you know what? I mean, back-to-back defending champion. We should have at least given him a little bit more respect.
Well, we mean giving him more respect.
Are we talking? We're talking about Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
Okay, yeah. Because Randy, I had lunch with Randy today, and he's very upset with the ESPN. And he's like, I understand, that fellow won the damn thing, and all they can talk about is Ohtani. And I get it, because Ohtani going in was the darling, and everybody wanted to talk about him. And then, of course, the old yelling guy at ESPN got himself in trouble talking about how he needed to learn some damn English. And then he doesn't, he doesn't do that well in the home run derby. What was the winning number, by the way? How many home runs won that thing?
I know in the first round he had 35, which was ridiculous. And I don't know what the total number of home runs wound up being.
Yeah, I was trying to get the actual. Everybody knows Pete Alonso won, and 2 times in a row. That should be a news story.
I
for
believe
sure.
he had 18 homers to win in the final round.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess he wasn't like 9th place or nothing, right? What was the? How did they place this? First, second, third.
They basically just did round by round. So, if you finished in, so Trey Mancini finished second from the Orioles because he was going head to head. I don't know how you would have gotten to 3rd or 4th, I guess.
So it was either all or nothing kind of thing, and this is who you ended up with at the end.
Yeah.
There's no 3rd, 4th, 5th place. It wasn't ranked like that, is what you're saying.
No, not really, because
was Ohtani in the damn running?
No, he wasn't. He got eliminated in the first round by Juan Soto.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying. He got eliminated in the first round by Juan Soto.
So Randy's right. He's like, it's kind of garbage that everybody's still talking about Ohtani, and nobody's given the winner his proper due. And I can understand. But everybody still is like, oh, can't wait to watch him pitch tonight and hit tonight. Ooh, this legend of Ohtani. I'm not going to say he's not a great player, but Randy's right. The legend of Ohtani shouldn't be overshadowing the people who are actually achieving, the trophies and stuff in this. By the way, I think the All-Star is a stupid thing.
In order to win in the final round, he got 23 home runs total in the final 3rd round.
Okay, who did?
Pete Alonso.
Yeah, well, I was trying to see what the distance was between what Alonso did and Ohtani.
It depends. I believe Ohtani hit 22 in that first round, but of course Pete had to hit a couple of them.
Okay, so he got edged out on that, and then it didn't matter because he was out.
Right. Well, what you have to remember is that it's a head-to-head matchup, Jeffrey.
Right. That's what I figured. So he got eliminated head-to-head, and then it was over for him.
Correct. So he never moved forward or had an ongoing tally of how many home runs he did. Ohtani was just out in the first round.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that makes more sense. Just Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. If Major League Baseball tries to offset the shift by trying to regulate it out, Major League Baseball takes another step towards irrelevancy. As Randy would say, play the damn game. Have the batters hit the ball where they ain't. Yeah, I don't understand this banning the shift thing. It just it seems wrong.
My question would be, how is that play the damn game? Because technically the game for decades didn't have the shift. So if you want to just play the damn game, if you're thinking that you're actually going to be old school, technically the shift is something that is very modern.
The shift is playing the damn game. It's something that they came up with by playing the game. It's like when they had illegal defense in the NBA in the 90s, and you're basically taking away those zone defenses. We didn't get better for having illegal defense. We didn't. Now you have the lack of illegal defense, and teams, like, players can go to the basket, and smaller players can score in that area. And if teams want to use a zone, guess what? I'm going to shoot 3-pointers and figure out a way to score over the top of you. Teams are going to have to figure out how to adjust around the shift. I don't think Major League Baseball should legislate it away.
I don't understand how they're going to penalize this. How's this going to work? So if you have two infielders on each side of second base, if one guy goes over before the pitch or before the back crack, I don't know. Then what happens? Does the guy take a base? How do you penalize this in baseball? There has to be a penalty for and then we're going to bring in a new word, the foul. You know what I'm saying? There's something you're doing. You're in a bad position. They've regulated any other position. Could you, if you wanted to, at this moment, have everybody out there except for the pitcher and the catcher run over into the infield if you wanted without penalty? I mean, and how do you penalize these things?
I think so for the first part, I think that how you could penalize it, maybe if they were to enact something that's completely obvious.
There's no enact. I'm saying right now, if let's say I am the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, which I can't do worse, right? And I said, everybody goes over to right field. I want you to stand in a crowd over there, except for the pitcher and the catcher. Would we be in trouble?
If the rules were in place today.
Yeah, I'm saying
I don't even want
right now.
No, I understand. No rules as is. I think you would be in trouble in that if someone could not find a way to score on you doing
that's not
that.
what I'm saying. I'm trying to establish if I have everybody in right field except for the pitcher and the batter, can the umpires do anything to us?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to my knowledge.
All the batter has to do is bunt over to the right.
Well, but that's been the case for a while.
And then all those people in the crowd in right field are screwed. My point is, right now there's no penalty for placing your players wherever you want them in the outfield. There's nothing that says you have to have a guy on first, second, third base or within proximity. So now all of a sudden we have this thing where you can't have a shift. You have to have infielders on either side of second base. You can't adjust anything. How will they penalize that? What's it going to be called? Is it going to be take a base? The guy gets to take a base if you do that? I mean, I don't know how they're going to even regulate this.
Now, that's the point. I mean, that's why I think it's ridiculous. How can you regulate it? Because usually when you put a penalty to a rule, you are telling us how wrong you think breaking that rule is.
Right.
If you put somebody on base, what you're saying essentially is shifting is at least as bad as hitting a guy with a pitch. And I don't know that makes any sense at all.
Right. So how do you penalize? That's the big question. And what do you call it? Because there's no precedent for this sort of thing, for a positional violation, on the field. So offsides, is it, field violation? The whole thing, it just makes me itchy. And I hope people raise holy hell about it, because banning the shift it's un-American. Let me just throw that out. It's un-American. Maybe a little quiver in your voice. It's un-American. No?
Maybe a single manly tear.
No,
Keon, you're going to be stepping in it right there. Jeffrey does not endorse, enjoy any
tears.
form of tears or moisture around the eyes. Even if it's raining outside, you better be wearing some glasses to protect it.
Johnson's and Johnson's baby shampoo area right here. No tears.
Yeah, no
tears.
Okay.
Mr. Wilbur says, I can hear Randy right now with this baseball shift thing. He'd be freaking out. Next thing, they're going to say quarterbacks no longer to do a play action pass because they either have to commit whether or not they're going to throw a pass from the start of the play or they're going to hand it off. Give me a damn break.
No, that's not an apples to apples comparison, because that the play action is almost a foundational aspect.
He's just trying to illustrate how silly it is. I don't think he's trying to do an actual comparison. Hefty Lefty says infield balk. Okay, so what's the penalty for the balk? The guy takes a base, right?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, I guess. Just the Tip says the shift is playing the game. If batters are pulling the ball 80% of the time, heck yeah, I'd use a shift. and hitting them where they ain't should be the natural evolutionary step for batters. Sports is cyclical. That's right. We've talked about this before. In basketball, when you start playing a bunch of big men, and then other teams start to counter how they play against big men. If you do the fast game, people figure out how to counter that. It's just, or if there's a lot of 3-point shooters having success, then you have more 3-point shooters. It's just everything is cyclical. Everything adjusts to itself if left alone. We had talked about, like, I don't know, the year before, how about nobody is playing any damn defense in the NBA. We said the first team that comes along and starts playing some decent defense, they're going to start doing well. Take a look at the teams who've done well in this offseason. The ones who actually will play some defense. Now, I'm not saying they're playing amazing, great amounts of defense, but better than what had been in the past year or so, and better than the other teams.
You're saying for the NFL?
Jesus Christ, I'm talking about the NBA.
Oh, NBA?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, well, because the NBA changed a bunch of rules and teams started shooting more threes as well. And then you ended up with, we were watching games that end up with 120 points a night. And then we've seen in the playoffs, those numbers actually have gone down because you can defend this to a certain degree. The teams that do it better have better success.
Bowler 51 says sources close to me that are in the Major League Baseball front office said they're looking into 2-pitch shots for an illegal shift, kind of like free throws. The other team gets to put their best batter up for 2 pitches that have to be thrown inside the strike zone, home run or back to the game.
I don't think that's at all.
If there was any truth to what you were saying, Randy would stroke out, hit his head on the counter, and have to be taken out on a stretcher.
I am not as old school as Randy, and I might stroke out. That sounds insane.
That's insanity.
Mr. Wilbur says, yeah, Phil, I can't see it. I'm trying to be silly right now.
Okay.
Baseball is trying so hard to make itself some sort of pure sport. They'll alienate themselves from the common fan. Go ahead, baseball. Do it. Say goodbye to me.
I still think that, though, there's a fundamental difference because MLB's motivation in this is not to really even add a competitive balance. I'd say that they're trying to address the pace of the game because right now because of the shift, you're taking away hits that otherwise would be very much to what Keon said. You're making sure that batters are either faced with the adapt or change. And the adaption is, okay, in order to avoid the shift, I'll just hit home runs because with the volume that MLB provides you, it's not a big enough, it's not a small enough sample size to where players can adjust. These are bred tendencies within a player who will hit it there because the volume's so mass, that it's going to be more often than not. Very rare will it ever go in the opposite direction of the shift because that's just how they are as a player.
Well, the CBA for Major League Baseball expires on December 1st.
Yes,
so
there will be lockouts.
Here's what I'm hoping. Well, I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But I'm really hoping that cooler heads will prevail and they'll say no to this shift banning idea. Yeah, I think it's funny that Manfred is like, I'm trying to make the game look like what it looked like when I was 12. Okay, stop juicing the ball. How about that? Stop doing, this crap that you're doing to the pitchers. Make it an even playing field for everybody. How about you focus on that rather than the damn shift, you stupid drunk? Anyway, talking about Manfred, Phil, you seem confused still.
No, I understood.
Yeah, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Shane O'Grady here with Life Changer Loan. And what if I told you you've been duped? Duped into believing that low mortgage rates equal low interest cost. They don't. Even at a rate under 3% for 30 years, you will still pay 50% more for your home. Are you kidding me? Our clients become mortgage free in well under 10 years, and their monthly payments go down, not up. It's not magic. It's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high, or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PEX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. Say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. Call 888-380-7097. 888-380-7097. That's 888-380-7097.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, it helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Shane O'Grady here with Life Changer Loan. And what if I told you you've been duped? Duped into believing that low mortgage rates equal low interest cost. They don't. Even at a rate under 3% for 30 years, you will still pay 50% more for your home. Are you kidding me? Our clients become mortgage free in well under 10 years, and their monthly payments go down, not up. It's not magic. It's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is now your exclusive home for the 6-time world champion
Indoor Football League,
Arizona Rattlers.
Tune in to the Fanatic for all of the fast-paced, hard-hitting action.
Listen as the Arizona Rattlers vie for the playoffs and their 7th championship in team history. Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on your new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic,
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Every now and then I have to check this microphone, make sure I remember to switch it out for the other microphone. So I was sitting here getting a little bit cozy with it. I'm like, Joe, geez, I hope I changed it. I hope this isn't the Bruce Jacobs microphone.
Yeah, no Jacobs schmooze.
No, it's all, well, I feel it's all smooth, so I know it's not the one he used.
Wait, what's the one that he, is it prickly?
Gritty. Gritty with bits of bagel, toast, donuts. I don't know what. I'm not even kidding. I'll maybe I should take a picture of it.
Are there little follicles of hard pretzel?
No, let me take a look. I don't think pretzels have follicles, but if I put this up here to the camera, you could probably see some of the debris here. Let me find a good chunky side. There, here we go, right here.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
There's
not
some
focusing
chunks.
there. It's not focusing, but it's not quite as obvious here. But look at that. See how that looked? That's not supposed to look like that. That's not supposed to look like that. That is disgusting. 888-368-1580. Moist One says, I agree. Players need to adjust more, like the women weightlifters need to get stronger so they compete with the trans athletes. And that's not where we're going to go. Moist One. Hefty Lefty says, Keon, your hair without the headphones made me think of the show Static Shock. Thank you for that blast from the early 2000 cartoon past. No idea what he's talking about.
But I do, and you're welcome.
Yeah, Keon. That is a compliment. Static Shock was awesome.
That was a great show.
Shock?
It was a cartoon. He was a superhero. He had electrical powers.
Oh.
And he had hair. I have very similar hair to what he had. So there you go.
I do not. Just a Tip says, Phil, I disagree with your hypothesis that the reaction to the shift is hitting home runs. Major League Baseball is juicing the ball to help draw attention to the game. The batters were reacting to that, not the shift. Look at the Mickey Mantle history when he was slumping badly. He did what batters today should do.
Again, maybe that's not what the direct response was to the shift, but it's certainly a byproduct of it. And if you're looking at outlawing the shift, it's more so, think about in football where they outlawed a lot of what the defense is now capable of. And for that reason, we moved away from the run game a lot. It's very rare that you find a three down running back who stays in for the entire game. The Derrick Henrys are very valuable in fantasy football because of that specific change in the defense. And you look at how they can attack the quarterback can stay in the pocket more, which leads to more passing yards, which means Andy Dalton can have a tremendous looking career on paper and have a symmetrical career with like Dan Marino, and then you say, but it's Andy Dalton. Nobody cares.
No, I don't care about that.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares.
But I disagree with that a little bit, because what the NFL tweaked was things that individual players can do. What they didn't say was, here's an entire defensive formation you cannot play with. And that's what Major League Baseball is doing. And that's what the NBA again did in the 90s. And I don't think it made the basketball better. And the NBA wanted to open up scoring. And the way they did that was, okay, we're going to get rid of the illegal defense that says, hey, the zone, you can't play it. If you have a field of play and you've got players on that field of play, you should be able to move the players wherever you want to inside of that field of play. And guess what? The offense is going to have to adjust, because they always do.
Yeah, I'd really like to hear how they're going to regulate such a thing, and how the penalty works on that. But I'm sure we'll hear about it sooner or later. 888-368-1580. Lacrosse guy says, greetings, Blender. Missed you guys. Just got back from vacay. Go Suns. The hell's a vacay? Where's vacay?
It's like a holiday. It's like a vacation, mate.
Yeah. Come on, man. Use the whole word. I mean, I know you like lacrosse. That already makes you weird. But vacation. Come on, man. Man up. Say the whole word. No, I'm just kidding. Good to have you back, man.
Well, I think he was so relaxed.
He came back a little too relaxed, I think.
Yeah. Didn't even say the whole word, because he had a great vacay.
You only saved 3 letters. Okay. You added one and you took away some. So vacay is just lazy. Come on, lacrosse guy. Time to get back to work. Use the whole word. All right. So did you watch the home run derby? Did you watch it, you guys?
It was going on while we were going. So I watched the first couple hours.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I didn't get to see it.
We had it on in here too, and I didn't see this thing. Did you see that guy do a flip over the thing trying to catch a ball? At least he didn't flip forward, like down off of the rafters and die. But he was going for one of these Matt Olson home runs. He's like, I got it. Boom, boom, boom. And he just flopped over into like the one of the walkways.
Yeah.
The entryways. And he didn't even get the ball in the end.
Well, now that's the real problem.
He kicked some other old guy in the back of the head. He was like, because he did a complete flop over, and this guy was like, boom, and he was chill about it. He turned around, I was like, the hell, man. And he walked away not getting the ball. So I mean, that and that's all right though. At least it wasn't the winner. It wasn't like you were trying for one of Pete Alonso's or maybe Otani's. I mean, I get Trey Mancini and Juan Soto did pretty good there, but still, he's okay. He wasn't hurt. He just, it was scary if you saw it, but he lived. Isn't vacay a cow? Says Hefty Lefty.
No, that's a vaca.
Vaca. Vaca is a cow. Vacay is just a lazy way of saying vacation. Also, I approve this message during the home run derby and stuff. And as they're getting ready for, all these all-star festivities, there is one mascot walking around out there. It's just got and is getting mercilessly booed. And they're yelling bang, bang at the Houston Astros, the mascot.
Yeah.
His name is Orbit. And it is an ugly ass mascot too, by the way.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's hanging out of his mouth?
Oh, sorry. Our printer here at the station has gone bad. That's just scuff, but
I thought it was some Bruce Jacobs scuttle.
Does look like somebody,
Yeah.
But anyway, I feel bad. There's some girl or guy in there is just like, hey everybody, and they're like, you suck, cheaters, bang, 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 and they're like, okay, I'm gonna go now back to the locker room.
Yeah, it's not bad enough that they have to wear that dopey costume. You're sitting there booing that person. It's not like Orbit cheated.
Or
why don't you boo Jose Altuve?
How do you know Orbit didn't help with the cheating?
Maybe it was Orbit banging the trash can.
Orbit may have had the, because who is the guy who had the tattoo and he was covering up and he wouldn't let them take his jersey off after a walk off. We just talked about this yesterday. Maybe he was talking to that. He was in the thing and he could hear, he could see the signs and he was doing it from inside the mascot outfit. You don't know, man. You don't know. But he got booed mercilessly.
As he should. He was probably the one banging the trash cans.
Yeah, I said this. I'm going to hate the Astros forever just until everybody involved is no longer on the Astros, then I'll be okay with the Astros again. But for now, we must hate the Astros and tell them how bad they are. Another thing, one more baseball thing, and then we're going to move on. So,
yes,
it hurts me. It hurts me inside that evidently a bunch of Philly players, a fellow from CBS found out that a bunch of Philadelphia Phillies players they're like, we ain't getting vaccinated because somehow they have convinced themselves. I don't know where this came from, but they have convinced themselves that coronavirus vaccines cause injuries.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They say the clubhouse's contentious relationship with the vaccine is driven by a handful of influential players who have voiced opposition, saying that it causes injuries. And somebody had neck pain. It's because that Johnson & Johnson although I'll tell you this, that Johnson & Johnson vaccine sounds like it's garbage.
Yeah.
If you're going to get it, get the Pfizer or the Moderna. But they're saying, this is I got it. Now that a couple of guys are talking, so now a bunch of impressionable Phillies players are like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get injuries.
Didn't Bryce Harper, wasn't he out for a couple of weeks with like a broken nose because of a baseball to the face because of injuries?
No, that was because of COVID. He got the broken nose because he took the COVID vaccine. And that is why his nose
big
broke.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's embarrassing, but it's true. Kinsler, who he had a little neck pain. He's like, Johnson. This is why I got neck. Really? That's why? Okay. So if you have opposition to the vaccine, for intellectual reasons, all right, I'll give that to you. But if you're just sitting there supposing that maybe, I got the vaccine and then I got hurt, and you're connecting those two, God have mercy on our souls.
I don't even know how you would begin to jump to that conclusion. Because if everybody who ever got the vaccine on your team, did they get hurt? Do you, like, these guys talk to each other? They've got other friends in the league. Do you have other friends that got vaccines and they immediately got hurt?
Yeah.
Everyone who got the vaccine.
Let me tell you something. I got the vaccine, and the only thing that's different from me is I crap my pants once a day unexpectedly while I'm at work. But outside of that, I'm fine.
I can attest to that.
All right, twice a day, but that's not the point. No, in all seriousness, I respect people who have different opinions, but that is just ridiculous. Somebody has got to talk to somebody in Philadelphia about that.
It really is a weird sports day.
Yeah, it's a very weird sports day, man. By the way, today is National French Fry Day.
Is it?
I'm not a big French fry fan, but most people do love the French fries. My favorite French fry is going to be any skinny, salty fries. I'd say McDonald's French fries, they're the crack cocaine of French fries. You can eat those as long as they're hot and everybody loves them. But if I'm going to have some not as greasy French fries, like In-N-Out French fries are good. Five Guy French fries, it's the skinny ones and stuff. So do you like the thick fries or the skinny fries, Keon?
I don't discriminate against any fries. I will eat them all.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
big old chunky fries too.
Yeah, I'll have those. They're not my favorite, but if they're there, I will have them.
Okay. What's your name? Phil?
Yeah. Randy White, 15A, the Fanatic. No, you guys are completely wrong about the steak fries are the superior fries. And even then, I'd actually say the best fry, the number one overall fry.
Phil, this isn't a competition. This is just what you think. I don't need you to tell me I'm wrong about the food that I like.
Oh, but do you want me to tell you you're wrong?
This ain't Twitter. Okay. This is
I like that we just got finished explaining how we respect other people's opinions. And then Phil's coming in with steak fries. If you don't like them,
steak fries, you sons of bitches.
I'm punting you into space.
But number one fry out of all of them on every power ranking, taking up all 4 spots on the Mount Rushmore, the Chick-fil-A waffle fry.
Okay, well,
Absolutely
actually,
delicious.
no, because in a ranking of ultimate fast food fries, McDonald's is number 1 by a long shot, and then Chick-fil-A, and then Five Guys, Wendy's, and Arby's. I do like the Arby curly fries.
Arby curly
those
fries
good.
are pretty good. Not
Those
gonna
are
lie,
good.
they are pretty good. Even like the Jack in the Box curly fries at affordable prices.
Yeah, I don't remember ever being sober when I ate those, so I can't tell you for sure.
It's hard.
Cold Trickle says Red Robin steak fries.
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
tip
those are good fries. Yeah.
says Jeffrey, are you wearing Izod? Yeah, why? Is that a bad thing? is that like a dad moment? Like, oh, that is so dad. That is
it's like the Hawaiian
bod.
shirts of yesteryear.
Yeah. He says, no, great stuff. If so, soft as pajamas and durable as steel. Yeah, I got a feeling this just turned me old. Chief Skulls Burner says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Keon has a new fan. Yes, our baby kitten is watching 1580. They're on the YouTube. But she hissed when Phil spoke. That was weird.
Whoa.
Chief Skull, the picture you sent for whatever reason didn't make it. Can you send that again? Because I'd love to see it. He's actually got the laptop there, and I think he's sent stuff in the past. I love those pictures where people are watching us and they show the reaction of their pets. Chief Skulls Burner says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Oh, I just read that. Moist One says, most of these guys have shot up HGH, but oh, God, no, they won't take a vaccine. Let's see. Senior Wake and Bake says, sup, Jeffrey. Sup, Keon. Yeah, baseball has to fix itself. Probably with a new commissioner. Phil, shut up, you jackass. Phil Sons.
So rude.
That was literally the actual text. I didn't.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. I 100% believe you.
Large Marge says, hey, Phil, take your fantasy football sabermetrics and pound sand.
I've always wondered this. How does 1 pound sand?
I've never been told to pound sand, so I've never had to consider that before. I like that.
Is that like, are you supposed to be like, go to a desert, like a Saharan desert and just take a sledgehammer and just start whacking the dunes? How does 1 pound sand?
I don't want to talk to you about whacking anything. Moist One says, nothing like a baked potato. LL Cool Bean says, how about them fries from that one joint you helped kill a couple of years back? F you, LL Cool Beans.
What's the story there?
We didn't kill anything. Everybody wanted to say that Eric Cohen jinxed the place. They want to say we should. No, we had a place called Killer Burger. It was awesome. They had great peanut butter burgers. They had good fries. And there was a disagreement in the ownership. We had brought tons of people there to that restaurant. They had plenty of business. But there's a disagreement with the ownership group, and it shut down here. They're still open up there in Portland, and it was really a bummer about that. Had nothing to do with us, LL Cool Beans. Rewind back and reference F you. Senior Wake and Bake says, go Suns. Screaming Eagle says, if you have a chance, try the fries in Belgium. Oh, they cook them in duck fat. How about new?
Well, that's where French fries come from. I feel like if you do like fries, then you might have to do a fry pilgrimage to Belgium.
Not so much that I would make a pilgrimage to Belgium, which, by the way, I hear is a complete hole in the ground. This was the surprising stat in National French Fry Day, is that French fries are the number 2 food people can't live without, second only to pizza.
Wow.
Steak? Anyone?
No, because you got a lot of vegetarians.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. Those weak, frail little bastards die off pretty quick. Most of what's left is meat-eating superheroes called Americans.
I don't think Americans have the longest life expectancy in the world.
America.
Well, that's because we can't live without steak.
Because of steak, yes.
Yeah. Hey, Chief Skull Burner, I do want to see that photo, but it's not coming through. So why don't you send it to Blender at 1580thefanatic.com. All right, we will take a break and come back. What do you say we talk, I don't know, a little NFL? You want to talk a little? Oh, no, actually, we're going to talk NFL soon. What the hell is going on, Olympic basketball team? What the hell? It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Jackie, did the Gomez files come in? For Lucy's law firm, finding the perfect Spanish-speaking paralegal feels like an unwinnable case.
The case documents are in Spanish. My Espanol is too rusty for this.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
at earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And after hearing about all the success these other guys have had here at the radio station with Valley Medical Weight Loss, I finally joined in. And man, am I glad I did. I'm already seeing results. What's great about Valley Medical Weight Loss is how easy they make it to lose weight at any one of their 3 Valley locations. And they help you customize a plan that works for your lifestyle and, more importantly, your wallet. Get with them today and see what program works best for you. Mention Fanatic, you'll get your first week free. Check them out at valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And I tell you what, every day becomes closer to us having a better night signal and having a better day signal. And I know you're saying, wait a minute, you guys are 50,000 damn watts. And we were like, you know what, though? We need a better location. The location we were in, a little bit rough, engineering wise, for the signal and stuff. And also what we're doing is we're making adjustments to what we've got to have better night signal. So that, at night, especially when the Daily Blender ends up, in the sunset zone, where we have to lower our power, you'll be able to hear us better on 1580. And in the morning, when you're trying to, listen to Bruce Jacobs and Dale Hellestrae, later on in the morning, you'll still be able to get it in better as you're driving around listening to 1580. That said, we are going to have some outages over the next few days as the engineers, by the way, holy God, it's hotter than hell outside. And these guys are doing this work in this. If they don't deserve some sort of a Nobel Peace Prize, I don't know who does. But the work is being done. It's going to cause a couple outages here and there. Just be ready for it. Make sure you go to 1580thefanatic.com, get the app, have it in your phone and ready to go. Or just have a plan. Like, okay, I'm not going to get the app. Oh, Jeffrey O'Brien, how dare you tell me to get a vaccine? How dare you tell me to get an app? How dare you tell me not to drink and drive and make out with my cousin? Well, I'm not doing any of those things. I'm just saying, have a plan. 99.3 FM, 95.9 FM. Those are some alternatives. Or you can stream at 1580thefanatic.com direct. You don't need an app for that. You got Alexa. You got that Google thing. And, of course, the YouTube, you can actually see what we do. And that's only during the morning show and the afternoon show. Of course, they're on Facebook Live or something. We're on YouTube. But whatever the case, there are ways to get your favorite shows while the outage is happening. Just be ready. That's all I'm saying. Be prepared and you won't have any problems. So, and I'll let you know when the work is done and, we can all just rest easy and enjoy the better signal. Now, I have lost the text line completely.
You've lost the text line completely?
Yeah.
You know what?
Where did it go?
I don't know. Going to restart this computer.
Well, you mentioned something earlier. Is there a sign-up sheet for the Pulitzer Prize? Because or Nobel Peace Prize? Because I'd love to sign up for one of those.
Yes. You have to you search it. There's a website.
There's a website.
Just search where to start. So while I'm restarting up that computer, so I can see what everybody has to say, let's talk about what happened with Team USA. Now, I'm not even going to ask. Nobody has watched it. Can you even watch it? Is there a TV?
I did watch it.
Oh, so what? Tell me what damn channel that was on.
It wasn't on a channel. It was on Twitch.
Oh.
So you have to be a video game playing person to watch any of the Team USA Olympic Games?
Well,
the exhibition one.
Yeah, it's the exhibition. But to think to yourself, that's where I'm going to go watch it. My brother actually had to tell me that it was there. My younger brother had to tell me that it was there on Twitch because I was scouring the internet. And
Are you on Twitch?
I'm not, but you don't have to sign in or log in or anything. You can just go to Twitch and whatever's on the front page. And it was actually on the front page of Twitch. So I checked in to the second half of that game, and what a nightmare.
So what the hell is going wrong? Now, most 99.9% of people probably didn't watch any of the Team USA losses. At first, they lose to Nigeria. And old Popovich was grumbling, they got to play together for a while. We just started playing together. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Next game, same thing. I thought we did better tonight, but we only had a short time together. We got a lot of things you got to be sure. Is he full of crap, Keon? Are we in trouble? What are you seeing from the players? Are they all playing? I'm playing my own hero ball. We're not getting involved as a team. What the hell is happening with Team USA?
It looks like there's a lot of stuff happening. Honestly, I don't think he's entirely full of crap. Team USA's only been practicing for like 2.5 days.
These are the best these are the best basketball players on the planet. You shouldn't need more than 20 seconds to play together to beat Nigeria, who you beat by 85 damn points last time. Australia, what the hell? Come on.
And I know Australians got NBA players on it. None of those things are good excuses.
People have named.
If you picked up, I mean, Joe Ingles is
exactly
for Utah. Patty Mills,
big deal.
Plays for that team. Matthew Dellavedova, but that's not the point. It doesn't matter if you had any of those 5 players on an NBA roster and said this is my starting 5, they'd be the worst team in the league. So that's not an excuse. That's not a fair excuse at all. There are 2 things to me that look like there's a problem. One, it doesn't look like anybody wants to step on anybody else's toes. If anything, they're being too timid out there.
So it's not selfish ball. It's you go first. Yeah. Oh no, I couldn't go first. You go first.
Yeah, Kevin's got the ball. Kevin's going to give the ball to Damian Lillard, and he's going to and no one's really stepping up and taking the kinds of shots, like the kinds of shots that we've seen Damian Lillard take in these playoffs. He's not taking them. I don't know if he just feels not confident doing it, or if you're in a team concept and you pull up for a super deep 3 and you miss it. Do you feel like you set your team back? I don't know, but they're not playing with the confidence that they usually play with. But the thing that's actually worse is it's the officiating. And I'm not blaming the officials.
Wait, are we talking about the NBA Finals?
No, I'm talking about this Olympics right here, or these Olympic exhibition games. They're used to superstar calls, and they're not getting them because they're being refereed like normal people.
Wow.
And I've seen Bradley Beal and I've seen Kevin Durant do this. They get fouled or what they think is a foul, and they stop and stare at the official. Meanwhile, Australia's going the other way and putting 2 points on the board because they're used to, hey, if I dip my arms up and under yours and force you to foul me, that's a foul. Yeah. Olympic officials don't call it because they don't care.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what should be a good thing is being seen as a bad thing because you've brought all your prima donnas to the table.
Basically, and actually, I blame Adam Silver for this. Like, this is your officiating crew. This is the way you want the NBA to be officiated. And now none of these guys are used to playing basketball internationally because everybody knows that superstar calls exist and they're used to it now. And they don't know how to play without it.
I don't feel like we should be doing this anyway. I don't think our NBA players should be going and doing this anyways. And this has been an argument. A lot of people get upset with me, and they're like, America should send its best and its brightest. Don't you want America to win? Don't you want us to always have the best? Yeah, I want us to win, but I've always liked the idea that the Olympics should be a bunch of amateurs. You know what I mean? If it's got kids in college or whatever. Well, now I guess nobody's an amateur. But back to what I'm trying to say, I never thought it was really sporting to send the dream teams, the best of the best. And I think that if I was on the team with Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley, went down there, the original dream team, I think I'd feel a little embarrassed. I would, because we are so much better than everybody else. And I don't care if there's an occasional NBA player from Croatia or Australia or Spain or whatever. It's not going to feel right. It's kind of like, if I got all of us together, I got everybody from the station here, and we went down and we're like, all right, we're ready to do some wrestling. Bring up the third graders. It's on. That's what it feels like. It feels like it just doesn't feel right. I like the idea of college students versus college students. Amateur versus amateur for our Olympics.
I agree with you. I just think that our response of sending pros was a response to the international team sending pros.
The Russians, you mean?
Yeah. Well, the Russians were sending grown men. Yeah. And that eventually tilted things. And so, then you had to go out and teach everybody a lesson. And once you do that, I don't think you can go back to sending college players if everyone else is now used to sending pros.
You do have to give the communists credit. They were ahead of the curve in trans games. You know what I'm saying? They were sending men to play as women way before it was popular.
Yeah,
seriously, like back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's a true statement. 888-368-1580. Moist One says, better than the Canadian team where they say sorry after every missed shot. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
And he also says, call me Sand and pound me, Phil. Okay, that's probably enough of that. LL Cool Bean says, I love Killer Burger fries. It was a sad day when they shut down. Let it go, man. That was years ago. Let it go. Just Tip says, Phil, pounding sand involves you building a 3-foot tall pyramid of sand and then squatting with as much gusto as you can upon that pyramid. That sounds like it hurt or wouldn't hurt at all.
I do think that that's the point.
It depends on how well built the pyramid is.
Well, if I'm building it, then it will be sturdy as all get out.
If it's just a pyramid of sand, if you just
it will be
it together,
sturdy as all get out, Keon. What part of that did you not understand?
All of it.
Sturdy as all get out.
Sturdy as all get out.
As made by millennials, so you'll be unharmed. Navy Brad says, greetings, men. Today is a glorious day. It's my birthday.
Hey!
Happy birthday, Navy Brad.
Happy birthday.
My first ship was placed on active this day, along with my aunt and uncle getting married. There's a lot of this stuff happening right there. What was your first ship, Navy Brad? Or are you not allowed to say that? That might be secret. Screaming Eagle says, if you have the chance. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. I've got the text line up on my computer down here now, not up there.
Also, can we say, though, that there's a couple things. One, if you're Christian Laettner on the Dream Team, you're not embarrassed. If anything, that's a badge of honor that you got to be on the Dream Team. You got to win an Olympic gold medal.
I don't think Christian Laettner is still playing, Phil.
He's not still playing, but he was on the Dream Team.
Yeah. What's your point?
Your point is that if he's on that team and he's just a scrub or somebody, that he should be embarrassed. No, he was very much a part of that team, and I'm sure that he wears that Olympic gold medal out to dinner often.
Okay, slow down, man. I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about the third string players. I'm talking about the first string players. I'm talking about these superstars, who go in like, I got a gold medal. It's like, yeah, that's great. You just took it from a third grader. Well done. That's the way I'm always going to see these super teams going and winning Olympic gold medals.
Well, I think you send the best that you have, because I think that's what the Olympics are about. Like
America.
The Jamaicans had at one point the fastest relay team. I don't think they feel bad for how badly they beat literally everybody else.
How professional were those guys? How many were being paid?
Which one?
The Jamaican,
Nigeria?
runners. No, the Jamaican runners. What I'm saying is, if they're amateurs and dominant, I don't care. If the Kenyans won every single damn race and marathon, good on you. You guys are dominant and well done. I appreciate that. But when
I
you
don't,
start
I don't
seeing
think those guys are.
pros,
I don't think those guys are amateurs either, though. I mean, like,
how much did you get paid for running?
Not much,
Not
but you're
much.
still a pro.
It's not the same.
We just don't watch it.
The economy of scale is not quite up to par on that one, man. Baker's Cocky Hen says, sounds like Phil needs a squat on a 3-foot tall, hard sand tower of Pisa. That's what Jesus. Navy Brad says he was his first ship was the USS O'Callahan, FF 1051, placed active duty on the 13th of July, 1968. Is it still in service, Navy Brad? Okay. Bunch more texts has just started coming in because now everything is working again. So come on back, kids. We are 1 hour down and 2 to go and many, many more things to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Patriotism is like charity. It lives in the heart. Major's Classic Car Restoration in Gilbert wants to thank the military for standing tall and fighting for the red, white, and blue. Bold stripes, bright stars, and brave hearts is what this country stands for. America without her soldiers is like God without his angels. We don't know them all, but we owe them all. Patriotism. It runs deep at Major's Classic Car Restoration in Gilbert, where they remind us that we live in the land of the free, thanks to the brave.
Mike, I understand you need the park.
Carly's Car Shop demands more engine-fixing horsepower. They need to floor it to find their staff some backup.
We need to finish up that coupe today. It cannot be here for another 2 weeks.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mortgage rates are nearing all-time lows. Now is the time to refinance or purchase a home and take advantage of the low-rate environment. District Lending can help. We are a local mortgage broker that's been helping Arizona homeowners for years. We have rates into the low 2s on certain products, and we never charge any lender fees. Call or text 480-694-7890, or you can check out our rates at districtlending.com/rates. NMLS ID 1835285, Equal Housing Lender.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back.
800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. That's 800-657-5714.
ADOT presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, the ABA, and this station.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K240 Solid Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He had stuff to do, and it's none of your damn business. We got Keon here with us, and of course, Phil in there pushing the buttons. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And back to, I'm just stunned by the fact that the best of the best, well, except for who's in the finals, the best of the best in the NBA can't win against Nigeria. You can't win against Australia. Now, Keon, you watched the game. Outside of it's a nightmare, what did you observe? Let's look at this like we were actually looking at an NBA team versus an NBA team. What the hell was actually wrong, other than that you thought they were too timid and worried about, oh, no, sorry, you go first. No, after you. Oh, indubitably. And then all of a sudden, Australia's ran back and got themselves a score. So what is the main problem for Team USA right now?
Well, two things. One, they've got to shoot the ball better. Damian Lillard shooting below 50% just can't happen. Bradley Beal shooting below 50% just can't happen. Those guys shoot the ball too well in real life in the NBA for that to be their shooting percentage. And that's the reason why they're on the team, is because of how good they do that. But also they have to adjust to these international rules. They're just a little bit different, but stuff like if the ball is bouncing around above the rim, you can go up and get it. It's not goaltending to do that.
Oh, Australia, so no goaltending.
No. And Australia took advantage of that. The U.S. did not.
And they're like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. And we've had players in the past be aware of that.
I can forgive that, but did that account for the loss? Remember, this is an 8-point loss up against Australia. Was there 8 points worth of goaltending that they could have won the game with?
Well, there was at least 4 that I saw. I only watched the second half. And then, just in terms of shooting the ball better, they were coming down the stretch. And I find it difficult to believe that a team that has Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal, you need a bucket, because there was a point in the game where they closed the gap to like 2. You absolutely need a basket. And not one of those 3 guys was able to really make a shot. And they had open looks. They just didn't make them.
Yeah, if I am San Antonio, Popovich doesn't show up back in town with a job. Becky Hammond, she's got the job.
Fair enough.
Just give it to her, or send her out to take over Team USA. Either way, I think Popovich, I think he needs to, go golfing or whatever the hell it is he does.
Something like that, because he was on the staff the last time the U.S. Did not play basketball well and wound up with the bronze medal at the Olympics.
Yeah.
And that was a team that had Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan and a 19-year-old LeBron James. That team should have done better too.
So why did the Olympics decide Coach K's like, I think I'm good? And they're like, hey, Popovich, was he the only one that would answer his phone? Was he the only person left? Why him?
I believe he was on Coach K's bench. And so very much like, so therefore, whenever he got ascended, I think this is one of, if not his last Olympics that he'll be coaching. Hopefully it's the last one.
So Coach K was like, how can I make sure they miss me? Got it.
Well, that is Greg Popovich is a great coach. I know it doesn't look.
No. Keon, can I gotta stop you there? You've made a mistake. You meant to say was, not is. Was. You forgot W-A, not I. Was.
Well, they just missed the playoffs this last year for the first time in something like 25 years, and they just barely missed it. And they don't have anybody outside of like DeMar DeRozan on that team.
Let me just help you out here. He's done. Popovich is done. Let me tell you what. You see him sitting there next to old Becky Hammond, right? And you see them talking quite a bit. You know what he's saying to her? He ain't talking about the plays. He's not saying anything. He's like, "Wow, honey, we got some really nice seats, didn't we?" No, Pop, you're the coach. I know. These are really good. Can I get a hot dog? He's gone. Popovich of the past is gone.
I don't think he's gone. He's still his old grumbling self.
Well, that's never going to change.
That's pretty much set in his way.
He's finally settled into that being appropriate.
But no, I don't think he's gone as a coach. But yeah, you do need superstars to win in the NBA, and he's done well with less than superstar talent. You have a group of guys here that like they need to adjust to this international game. And they need to play better, but I think he's a coach worth his salt that can get that out of him.
If I may, though, I actually do think that the problem mainly for them is that they don't have a lot of size. Like their number one true center, and even then he's kind of small. in terms of centers and legitimate centers that you'll be playing on these Olympic teams.
You're talking height, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'll make sure.
It's Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is like it. After him, you've got behind him, you've got Jeremy Grant, who's much more the power forward than a center. You've got Draymond Green, who can play a small ball center. And whenever you're looking at these calls that Keon's been harping on here, that they're not going to be getting because it's Olympic international play. Whenever that's the case, you're playing small ball does get mitigated to a mass degree because the advantage that you would have in size is that you can draw fouls and get the bigs into foul trouble. That's not going to happen when you're playing and they're not calling those.
Is that a saying you get to hear in the South much, that you're harping on something?
Yeah, that people say that a lot.
They say it in the South. Like I was going to say, where are you getting this, Phil? Well, Keon's harping on it. I'm like, I've never heard that outside of the South.
You're welcome.
Anyway, sorry, Keon, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, I do think Phil's right on that point that Bam is, I think, a fantastic rim protector, but he can't shoot. And so they've had to play him at limited points because you want another guy out there that can score, and Bam really can't give that to you. He wasn't their first choice. They would love for Anthony Davis to have been the guy out there, or Karl Anthony Towns, or literally any other 7-footer that's out there. But like Karl Anthony Towns said no, and Anthony Davis is perpetually injured. So that they got to do the best with what they've got.
Yeah, they've got Bam Adebayo and I think Kevin Love's their backup center, right, Keon? Kevin Love.
Which when Kevin Love said that he was opting into Team USA, I was like, who asked? I didn't realize he had like a choice, but no, they took him
all right,
because they needed size.
Mercy time. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to declare Japan off limits, state of emergency. Sorry, Team USA will not be able to make it. In fact, let's just go get them now. Let's go bring them back to the United States right now.
Well, we haven't even sent Devin Booker and Chris Middleton.
No, we need to go to Las Vegas, get them, bring them back to the United States right now. Get them on a plane.
It's not too late to opt out.
I know.
They're still in the United States.
Vague COVID concerns and say, you know what? We're not so sure about this Tokyo thing. It's a little bit dangerous. The people there don't even want the Olympics to really happen. Let's just bring it back. It's less embarrassing than what's about to happen.
And after what we just did to Otani, we're not probably going to be welcome there. What? Way to go, Stephen A. Smith. Sorry, we will not be in the Olympics. Well, we can't do it. Las Vegas is like another universe. It's not even America. It's just a strange, strange place. 888-368-1580. Hamilton Porter says if LeBron played, they'd get the calls. No, they wouldn't. No, not if these refs are playing at international. Oscar Ray says, sup, fellas? I will say the U.S. basketball team proves Randy's NBA theory is correct. Which theory was that?
Which one of them?
Yeah, there's many theories,
conspiracies. Yeah, Arizona doesn't get any calls that they want.
No. That is true. That's not a theory.
No,
that is a true damn statement. Okay, so hold on.
That is a statement of fact, at least in Game 3.
Keon is completely objective. His team is so bad. There's no rivalry because his team's not good enough. The Wizards, and he has no dog in this race. So for Keon to verify what I said about Game 3 in your face, Phil.
No, if you go back and look at it, which one of those foul calls that led for the Bucks, that led of Giannis's calls and his free throws, which one of those were you not going to call? Which one of those were not a foul?
3, 9, 8.
The
ones that weren't a foul in Game 2. They didn't call all of these fouls in Game 2, but they did call them in Game 3. I don't mind it, but be consistent. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you realize that the more physical team, of course, is Milwaukee. And then once they get home, you're going to be getting more favorable calls. Anyways, the reason why Phoenix did not lead the league in free throw.
We didn't get favorable calls in Phoenix.
Yeah, free throw shooting. They led the league in free throw shooting in the playoffs. But in the regular season, free throws weren't a thing for Phoenix Suns because they're a jump shooting team. Jump shooters don't get a lot of free throws.
Right. But there's a difference between they shoot more free throws than us, and just Giannis by himself shoots more free throws than us in conjunction with what obviously Drew Holiday's gotten and what Chris Middleton's gotten. Giannis shot 17 free throws.
But that's been consistent even in Game 2, Keon.
The Suns as a team shot 16. That has not been consistent. They did get more free throws in Games 1 and 2. Well, so what changed?
More overall, but Giannis himself.
What changed?
Giannis himself got, I think,
3 changed. But
Giannis himself got like 16 in game 1, got 18 in game 2. He just wasn't making those. So nobody cared that he was getting all of these free throws. And if anything, they were happy. They were still building the wall. Phoenix was still building the wall. The only difference is Giannis is actually making free throws at home because they're not doing the 1, 2, 3, all the way down to 10 and throwing off his entire ethos.
At first, I didn't think that was going to work, but damn it, if it didn't work.
That
did work.
You feel it through the TV.
My favorite quote of the playoffs is somebody asked Giannis if he noticed the counting. He said 20,000 people are screaming numbers at me. Of course, I notice. Yeah, but I'm not concerned or I'm not worried about how many free throws Giannis shot necessarily. It's that the Suns as a collective unit shot less than him. That is something to do with the whistles because it's not like they weren't attacking the basket.
I just don't agree, man. The Phoenix Suns, when you look at the calls that they didn't get.
Well, I think that you're probably not the right person to talk to about this, Phil, because
am I a Bucks
you have
lover?
Hatred for the Suns because of what the Suns did to the Lakers. All you've done is drink the haterade and spew the haterade spittle at the Phoenix Suns, no matter what.
I wore Suns gear up and down the wazoo
just to be a wise ass.
Yesterday because of my support for the Phoenix Suns. So how dare you, sir? First of all, second of all, I've said across the board the Phoenix Suns should win this. One, two, they should have a sweep, and 3, at every level, coaching, home field advantage, players as a full team, at every angle, the Phoenix Suns are the better team. So it's embarrassing that they lost. It's embarrassing that they lost in a blowout.
This is going to hurt, Phil. But when it comes to the Suns, I don't trust you.
You did abandon ship mid-season and join another fan base, an entirely different fan base. Mid-season.
Keon, they just traded for James Harden. They had no bench. Both other stars were out, and James Harden had an extra 20-pound caboose and front to him.
What, on the Lakers?
No, for Harden. When the Phoenix Suns lost to the Nets mid-season and got blown out and had a 22-point lead.
Has a bad game, man.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Blowouts happen in this league. You have a bad night and the other team shoots more threes than you and you're just a little bit off. You're losing by 17.
It was Harden.
No getting around it.
It was Harden and freaking Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets. What do you mean?
Everybody has a bad night. You overreacted to a single game and joined another fan base. What do you want me to tell you?
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's one of the worst franchise losses I've ever seen.
Yes, it is one of the worst losses, but it's one game in an 72-game season.
Absolutely unforgivable.
I watch my team experience brutal losses all the time. I've never abandoned.
Talk about unforgivable. He's got to sit there and watch the Wizards.
That's fair.
You watched one bad loss once and then jumped to the Lakers.
The moral victory is Keon's. Just Tip says, Keon, thank you for filling in today. I don't agree with everything you say, but you say it well. Before you go much further, I wonder if we should know at least one questionable or what the hell thing about you. Considering there's been horse killers and worse on this show, you're probably safe, even if you dig deep. Why would he give us his dirt? Seriously, you find the dirt accidentally. Keon's not going to just spew whatever the most objectionable thing is about him or questionable, what the hell thing.
I also think that most people think that they're normal and then they say one thing. I like to dip my potato chips and pickle juice or something weird.
Man, I thought that sentence was going a whole nother direction.
I was a little worried.
I stuck the landing, and that is all that matters. And then you say something. Say something strange, and then you go, no, that's weird. Why did you
find out in the moment?
Keon wasn't here yesterday. We might be able to revolutionize his world. Do you remember what you talked about yesterday regarding pickles?
There's this new snack thing that they're out there doing. Somebody decided, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut a pickle in half. We're going to kind of hollow out the insides of the pickle, shove a Snickers bar in the middle, put the pickle back together, and eat it just like that. A snickle is what they call it.
No.
Yeah, if you saw the face that Keon just made, I need not go any further.
I'm surprised. Now, you were considering it yesterday that you would try it.
Because I'm the guy who's always said, don't say no until you've tried it. I mean, if I know I didn't like a pickle or if I know I didn't like a Snickers bar, then I'd say, yeah, I'm out. But if I'm okay with both, at least give it a shot. One little bite's not going to kill you.
Thursday, I'm bringing pickles and Snickers, man. We're going to be doing this.
I'll try it, but
I knew I could get him to say he's going to try my pickle. I knew it. I knew it.
Okay, you're fired.
I'm the person that there are things I'm simply not willing to try. I don't feel like in life I have to try everything. There are just certain things I can just look at and go, you know what, not for me.
No, I hear you on that too. But with the conversation had come up about mayonnaise and peanut butter, kind of mix them together and just taste what it tastes like. I did it accidentally, and I was like, wow, that actually is not a bad taste. And
I don't think I could do it.
Do you like mayonnaise on a sandwich?
I do.
Do you like peanut butter on a sandwich?
I do.
Come on, man.
I don't think the two of those things should go together.
I'm
This sounds like a truly unholy union.
All I'm saying is take a little dab of both, mix them together, and just taste it. I'm not asking you to eat a whole damn sandwich out of it. Just taste it, then see if you're surprised. You want to hurt?
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, but see, that's all I'm asking is, you never say no to something until you know for sure. I told my kids this. I said, listen, we're going to try food. We're going to eat food. And if you don't like something after you try it the first time, I'm never going to make you eat it. But if you say you like something and later on you're like, I don't want that, tough crap, you're eating it because I already know you like it. So it's not one of those things that's going to make you go, oh, I don't want to eat this. It's just, you're just being picky.
That is true. I'm a picky eater though, as a human being. So
same here.
Maybe that's just me.
Seems like everybody on this show is a picky eater, but me and Randy, and it shows. It does show. Bala 51 says, breaking news. We have breaking news here on the Daily Blender. He says, no, seriously, this time it's huge.
This is breaking news.
The commissioners of the four major American sports, NFL, NBA, NHL, and NCAA, have come together to unanimously declare Phil as the single biggest idiot in sports broadcast radio history, surpassing somebody whose last name starts with Gamba, whatever, who held the title for the last 20 years. Congratulations, Mr. Speedo. Keon, fire up the blender, and let's get a round of frozen coconut rum tasting beverages for everybody around, please.
Frozen rum coconut flavor.
Damn it.
If you like
That whole thing was just crapping all over you.
He knew if he had gotten to your sweet spot of kicking me in the gonads, he could get to the pina colada. God bless him. God bless him.
Yeah, you forgot Major League Baseball in that Bella 51. Screaming Eagle says, it is refreshing to hear Keon and Phil go at it. Yeah. And I'm glad because Keon, I can actually take what he says and I don't have to worry about it being tainted with Laker love or Suns hatred or Bronco love. Phil knows what he's talking about. When it goes to his Homer angle on things, he's impossible.
Come on, be fair about the Broncos. When am I not fair about the Broncos?
Peyton Manning's going into the Hall of Fame as a Colt.
Well, I mean, that's just completely unbiased truth.
That he's going into the Hall of Fame as a Colt.
I'm curious, Keon,
unbiased truth.
Keon, where do you think? Is he going to be wearing a multicolored jersey? Is he going to pick one and it'll be orange?
He's going to pick one and it's going to be blue and white.
Damn right.
That was where most of the career happened.
Yep.
You know what's funny, Jeffrey, is that me and Keon had a very respectable, very considerate. Oh no, you take your turn. No, you take your turn. Yeah.
Like Team USA.
Yeah, relationship with each other. And then I finally broke him the last time he was on the show, and it was surrounding the fact that I put Aaron Rodgers 5th on the list of quarterbacks next year.
On a list of the 10 best quarterbacks in the National Football League.
It broke Keon to the core.
How?
Why?
It
because
ruptured
it's not. It's simply because it's nonsense. That's all.
Where should he be?
He's the second best quarterback in the league.
Who's the first?
At Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Who's the third?
I put Josh Allen.
I just.
Well, I think he just did that on purpose. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I still to this moment I don't know.
Look, see, it's a tender sore spot over there.
It's not even a sore spot. It just doesn't make any sense.
Keon's gonna need a moment.
I'm having trouble wrapping my mind around it. Really?
Well, go get a drink and we'll come back and we'll try to forget that conversation ever happened. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
This is Aaron Warby, owner of Online Trading Academy here in Arizona. Right now, we're seeing stock market highs in the face of economic lows. Election cycles are notorious for causing instability in the stock market. That's why we just finished developing our newest complimentary workshop, Protection from the Election. This 3-hour class will explore the strategies professional traders use to protect themselves against market downturns while allowing them to also profit from surging markets. Take control of your portfolio in these uncertain times. Register for this powerful workshop offered in Scottsdale, Chandler, and Peoria by calling 844-877-2337 or by texting the letters OTA to 31996. Space is limited and all COVID safety measures will be followed. Again, that is 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Felicia.
We're the hosts of the show, Drive Friendly.
With Steve's 40 years of experience, you're going to get the real insider information about the automotive industry. And I'll be interviewing local celebrities and experts so you can be informed and live your very best life.
Laugh and learn with Steve, Felicia, and the gang. You'll be smarter for listening. Drive Friendly, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Summertime. And your summer home for sports in the Valley has what you need to cool you off. The NBA is looking to crown a new champion. The NHL gives another team the right to spend a year with Lord Stanley's Cup. Baseball is gaining momentum towards the playoffs. The NFL opens training camp to get ready for a new season. Yes, summertime is the best time of the year. Stay up to date with everything summertime has to offer on your summer home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. So in as much as I say, you try any food at least once before you say you don't like it, give it a shot. Unless you already know you don't like the ingredients in it, I think that's only fair that you give it, a fair shot and don't be closed-minded. And then I saw this story just moments ago, and all I have to say is 2 words: hard no. Little Caesars is launching Planteroni Pizza. Is going to be plant-based pepperoni. Yeah, hard no on that. Are you kidding me?
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's every time somebody's trying to sneak one of those Impossible Burgers or whatever, I can tell. It has got that weird sort of taste to it. So yeah, hard no on the Planteroni pizza. I was talking more about my love for chorizo with my mother-in-law and my wife this morning, and they're like, well, try the soy. And like, no. Even her mom was like, oh hell no, don't do that. So yeah, if I can't have the real thing, I don't want nothing. So a Planteroni pizza. Yeah, I guess a vegetarian Can a vegetarian eat that? Because there's still the cow cheese. That's just cheese. So
Well,
that's,
it depends on what it is. If you have a gluten allergy, you might need a
no, it's not
cauliflower
about. This is about
crust.
the concept. If somebody's a vegetarian,
If you're a vegetarian,
I ain't eating the animal, but I'll drink the milk, right?
if you're vegetarian, then yes. If you're vegan, then no.
So a vegetarian, I guess, if this is the only thing they could do, well, that's their problem. I can eat meat, so why would I do that to myself? So if anybody ever has it, let me know. They're going to try it out in some places like Los Angeles, New York, Miami, San Francisco, Portland, and stuff, but not here in Phoenix. So
I tried some dairy-free mac and cheese the other day. It was actually quite good.
here's the thing about dairy-free. Now, really, my kids are a little bit lactose intolerant, which makes no sense because I was lactose just drowning myself when I was a kid. I drank so much milk, and I was happy. I didn't have any problems. But the kids today, they're like a lot of farty McFarters out there whenever they drink milk. So now my house doesn't even have lactose. My house has lactose-free milk.
Okay.
Which now I've gotten used to. So now if I, Mr. Lactose Lover, if I go out and somebody gives me a regular glass of milk, I'm in trouble.
Or say you were to eat a cheese pizza for lunch or something.
No, that doesn't even make a dent. In fact, Randy and I went over and had some Barrow's pizza today.
That's what I was thinking. And you were saying how happy you were that Randy wasn't here today.
No, I wasn't happy he wasn't here.
That's
Don't say
true. That's
stupid
true.
crap like that. All I said was, hey, I can fart all I want now in the studio. I'm the only one in here. That's all I said. It's not the same as being happy he's not here.
No, you're right.
We're happy to have Keon filling in for Randy,
Yes.
but it's not that he doesn't have to sit in the room, so we're okay. 888-368-1580. Baker's Cocky Him says the only edible fake meat is Jack in the Box tacos. You should probably be drunk or high when you eat those things.
That's true. That's freaking true, man.
Billy White Shoes Johnson says, I'm not going to watch the All-Star game. Baseball needs to change the name to some star game. These wussies that don't play don't deserve to even get the distinction and be able to call themselves an All-Star.
Fantastic. Love it.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
Well,
There's
who's he
a lot of
mad
good
at?
Players out there. I don't know.
Who specifically is he mad at?
I don't know.
Which player would not be a star that you would say, yeah, this is the some star game? Who is a star that shouldn't be a star?
Can I tell you though, I'm kind of over All-Star games, Pro Bowls, whatever. Let me tell you what, back in the day when they decided to do this, this is before internets and TVs and all you can watch satellite and internet, direct TV Sunday ticket kind of stuff, where sometimes the idea of getting all the stars together, it was like, wow, it was a mythical, magical moment because you got to have Mickey Mantle and this guy over here and all these guys together and Hank Aaron and this and that. And you're like, ooh, that sounds like it'd be awesome. And these guys would show up. They weren't sitting around. By the way, Phil, whatever you're doing, I could hear it on the thing here. They would show up and they would actually play. They weren't there, kind of just like hanging out. They actually made the effort because the West wanted to beat the East. There was always the National League wants to beat the American League. They actually made the effort back then. It's not like the NBA All-Star game where it's all offense all the time and it's basically a giant shoot around. So there was a point to it in the beginning. Now, I don't think there's a point to this now because now what? You're going to risk people getting injured in all these weird and the Pro Bowl after the season, before the Super Bowl makes no sense. I think that the idea pre-internet, pre-satellite, that was kind of a novelty fun thing. Maybe we don't need that anymore.
You're probably right. I think Major League Baseball, though, is the one sport with the All-Star game that I do like because I still feel like the players try. You can try in baseball and not worry to the same degree as basketball or football that you're going to injure yourself if you're going all out.
Sure.
Like the Pro Bowl, we can just get rid of that. I don't even see the point. Like they didn't have it last year and nobody missed it.
Nobody.
It didn't matter at all.
We are slated to air it this year if it happens. And the brief part of it was like, maybe COVID will come back. Wouldn't that be great?
Just have
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, but Senior Wake and Bake says, whether you're a vegetarian or vegan, you can still eat crap. Thanks for that. Yeah. He says, you want to get dirty, rub up against Phil. At least you'll get a coating of idiot dandruff. Jackass. Go Suns. She's just attacking you for no
I
reason.
know. I use Head and Shoulders specifically for dandruff.
Bala 51 says MLB, Major League what? Definitely not Berta. What? Berg says go Suns. Roll Tide Kara says, Jeffrey, I'm the same way with my kids. They eat everything now because of it. Just giving them the option. If I find out you don't like it, well then yeah, okay, now I know not to make that for you. But don't act like you don't like it later when it's on the table. I don't want that. Yeah, you like it before you can eat it now. And by the way, Kara also says, Phil, suck it up. Your Lakers suck. Stop being a baby. Hi, stand in for Randy White. I'm not going to try to spell your name. I will butcher it. Keon is Keon. Keon
rhymes with the element.
Yeah,
there you go.
Who's still the defending as of this moment world champions?
Your mom,
is the
Thunder
defending world NBA
Shut up,
Finals
Phil.
MVP?
I always thought that was weird. Once you get eliminated, should you still be the defending world champions? You don't have a chance to defend anything.
Good point. You've lost
you're not
that
defending
defensive
anything.
moment.
You are still the world champions, but you're not defending it.
We're reigning. We still reign. We're
It's
still on the
gone from
throne.
defending to reigning. Thunder Snow says, Jeffrey, when we didn't have many choices of things to watch, yeah, the All-Star game was cool. Now not so much. Kyle G says, I'm watching on YouTube today, and during commercial, it's pretty funny to see Jeffrey and Phil doing other stuff all bored. Meanwhile, Keon looks like he's really interested in what the AC people are selling. Okay, that's not fair.
I'm riveted, quite frankly.
See, he's looking at something on a computer. I take my headphones off and I'm dealing with the papers here and trying to get a drink of water. I don't know what the hell Phil does. I don't know what he does in there.
Incognito mode. That's what
We're not bored. We're just, doing stuff. David Brad says, my ship, the USS O'Callahan, was retired on December 20th, 1988, and was scrapped. Oh, what a great ship she was. I'm sorry to hear your boat is now no more.
Well, now she's a piece of scrap.
Lost Toby says, I like turtles. Large Marge says, hey, Phil. Oh, no, I read that one about pounding sand.
Oh, good.
You should pound sand. Thunder Snow, thank you for that. Just Tip says, All-Star games recently seem like they're more about the stuff around the game. NHL has skills competition, which is always better than the game. Do other sports do skill competitions as part of all-star stuff? Well, I mean, I guess so, because you got the slam dunk contest. You can call that a skill competition. Home run derby, kind of a skill competition, but not quite as focused as, say, NHL. I mean,
I think the NBA does have a skills competition. There's like a bunch of cutouts that you have. You're supposed to dribble around them. Then you pass it through.
Oh, that sounds electric.
A hoop, and then
come on,
if they make it a race though, so it's usually guards on one side, bigs on the other side, and then they race through the obstacle course. I'm saying it exists. I didn't say it was entertaining.
Yeah, I'll pass. Hard no on the Plantaroni pizza. Oh, by the way, you see that on my Twitter today. Hard no on Coors Light. First off, drinking Coors Light. That's just like one of the worst things I think a person can put in their mouth. And I'm aware of the other choices. But now Coors Light has announced a limited edition beer made with actual ice that the hockey championship was played on. They're taking the ice from Tampa Bay and they're turning it into beer, and specifically Coors Light.
I guess that's fun if you're a really, really, really diehard Tampa Bay Lightning
No,
fan.
that's nasty. It's nasty.
Who asked for this?
Yeah, that's a good point, but it's also ice that was played on, which means that I imagine they filter it, clean it, maybe they boil it. I don't know, but it's the actual ice from the rink made into beer for you to drink. Ooh, that rhymed. That wasn't even on purpose. Let that sink in a second. Let that marinate.
Well, there's a lot of marination already in the ice.
There's a lot of snot rockets, spit, blood, God
Definitely
knows
blood.
what else. And yeah, I mean,
And it's off of is it a? I guess it's championship level type.
what do you mean championship level type? It's the Stanley Cup. It's from the game where they won.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, well, I guess, but here's the thing is that you don't know if what you're drinking is championship juice or just loser piddle.
You're making it sound like we're talking about groin gravy. No, we're talking about ice from the game. We're not talking about what's on. They will boil away the boogies and the whatevers and all the other stuff.
You can't boil away the championship though. That championship medal just persists through it all.
That's what they're hoping for, but how? How does that work? What? And why would you want to drink it? What does that have to do with anything?
I think that it has to be Coors Light because people who drink Coors Light are used to drinking something that probably tastes like that, whatever that is. And Randy likes the Coors Light, which I'll never understand. The man is great on the grill. He's a connoisseur of all things steak, whiskey, and cigars. Coors Light? The hell did that?
Everybody has a blind spot, man.
Talk about a huge blind spot right there. So, anyways, if you're a Tampa Bay Lightning fan or you just wanted to always see what beer made from hockey rink ice tastes like, and this is a real thing. This ain't a spoof. They're actually making this. So starting the week of July 12th, Tampa Bay fans can drink the limited edition Coors Light Championship Ice. But you have to go to Tampa Bay to get it.
Is it
in the bars?
Is it at least mixed with the beer? You're saying? Is it mixed with any alcohol?
The beer is made from it. Of course, it's alcohol. They're putting the hops. They're putting they're using this as the water to make the beer.
To make the beer. Okay.
Instead of that nice clean water they get from Colorado, they're like, well, let's just use the used ice in Tampa. Because water in Tampa on a good day has got to be good, right? No.
I guess at least they're recycling. Oh.
Just a tip says Roll Tide Kara on Twitter had the best response to the Coors Ice Rink beer. You should look it up. Yeah, it's on my Twitter. Radio Pal 1580 is my Twitter account. Radio Pal 1580. You just scroll down, you'll find it in there. And yes, she did have it was a multifaceted response that didn't just take a shot at Coors Light. It also took a shot at Chief from the morning show. 888-368-1580. Hamilton Porter says, Jeffrey, if not Coors Light, what's your go-to to Dirty 30? What's my go-to Dirty 30? I think what you're trying to say is, I don't know what is he trying to say? What does that mean? If not Coors Light, what's your go-to Dirty 30? What the hell does that mean?
I've never heard that before. I don't know.
I'm unfamiliar with this phrase.
I need to make a confession.
Okay.
Lately, it was not on purpose, but now I've realized I perhaps like it better this way. This is going to shock the world. I like Guinness, you know that. But my wife hands me the other day a Guinness that I guess was in the refrigerator. Now, Guinness generally is supposed to be room temperature, but she hands me a nice cold Guinness in a bottle, and that was very nice. And I actually thought, wow, I might actually like this better than drinking at room temperature. I know.
Wow.
I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
I bet that's like how the first person who drank warm milk felt. Or maybe cold milk, I guess, because technically it was always warm coming out of the cow.
So it was cold and it was warm and bloody before they started pasteurizing.
Yeah.
It was gross. So there's my admission. I may like Guinness better cold than I like it room temperature, having drank it at room temperature for a majority of my life.
So the Irish in you likes Guinness, and then the American in you
maybe
likes
that's
it bougie. Yes.
I'm a red-blooded American boy. Hamilton Porter says the dirty beers, comes in a 30-pack. Miller, Coors, Bud, Natty Light. Kind of passing on all of those. I mean, I like me a nice Dos Equis, I guess, or Heineken. That's my dirty beer, I think, compared to what I do with Guinness. What's your dirty beer there, Phil or Keon? You guys don't drink.
I don't. Do you, Keon?
I don't really. Every now and then at parties, and I will say probably now that I think about it, I might now know the origin of me not drinking very much. It was a lot of Natty Light at college parties.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
That's nasty.
I don't like it. And all of my friends were like, I would ask them, like, when does this get good?
The acquired taste isn't taking.
No, and it never did.
Yeah. Well, they probably did you a favor. Kept you out of trouble. But Jeff Van Gundy says, all right, Jeff, go. Let me get you and Keon a room temperature Guinness. And please read this. Give Phil his special drink. You know what I mean. No. Oh, no.
You know where you feel this.
No, Chief Skull's burner says, shock the world, Jeffrey. You enjoy the A1 on a steak? Come on over to the steak sauce dark side, Jeffrey. How about never would I'll do steak sauce on a steak.
No, steak sauce is too much, man. Unless it's like a juice, like a juice sauce, it's like it's in its own
Well, that's not steak sauce.
Well, but it's still
Au jus sauce.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
not. No, that's not steak sauce. Last Optimist says Negra Modelo is what I rotate with Guinness. I've had that. That's actually pretty good, the Modelo. Senior Awake and Bake says, I remember a picture of a horse drinking Bud and then doing his business in a Coors can. That is correct. Cheese Skulls Burner says, best cheap beer is Grain Belt. Back when I did drink. Grain Belt? I have never heard of Grain Belt.
That is the most middle of the country.
Is that a regional beer?
Yeah, generic beer I've ever heard.
Beer Bob says, let me jump on this Tampa Bay beer situation since I kind of know a few things about beer. If they're turning that ice into Coors Light, it actually might improve that beer. That is probably a good point. I don't know how you can improve that beer. All right, gots to take a break. When we come back, we'll move on to the next thing. We have some NFL on the way, as well as just a whole mishmash, almost like the rest of the show is a wheel of sports. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Jackie, did the Gomez files come in? For Lucy's law firm, finding the perfect Spanish-speaking paralegal feels like an unwinnable case.
The case documents are in Spanish. My Espanol is too rusty for this.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shane O'Grady here with Life Changer Loan, and you've probably just refinanced into that new low rate. But have you really done the math? Have you really multiplied your monthly mortgage payment times the amount of payments you have left? Ugh. Let that number sink in for a minute. Luckily, there is a better way. Our clients pay off their mortgages in well under 10 years without changing a dime of their spending habit. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Wednesday at 1 p.m., we are just hours away from Game 4 from Milwaukee. I'll get you the latest news and get you ready for tip-off, and we'll preview the game. In non-basketball news, we have NHL and NFL news and what happened at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game from Denver. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event Wednesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high, or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PEX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. Say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. Call 888-380-7097. 888-380-7097. That's 888-380-7097.
The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Large Marge says, congratulations, Jeffco. You live on Satan's barbecue and you just found out cold beer is good. Yeah, some traditions are lame. It really wasn't even about tradition. When you drink a Guinness, well, that's the way you drink it if you're, a grown-up and Irish. And, it just never even occurred to me to try it cold. I always felt like, I felt like I'd be violating something. And turns out It turns out it was very tasty cold. I don't know. Beer Bob, maybe you have an opinion on the Guinness, whether it be room temperature or cold, but I feel naughty. And Large Marge says, hey, Filligan, pound sand. You know what sand I'm talking about?
Oh, is that like that magic sand that you can like create things out of in the little arena and it sticks onto itself, and so you can create like castles really easily and you don't have to get it wet?
I think he just wants you to get some sand in your vagina. Cheese Skulls Burner says, when I did drink, my favorite was Newcastle Brown Ale. Newcastle Brown Ale? Sorry. I was thinking of White Castle, where you get the horrible little sliders. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Okay. Swave Dave says, come on, back in the day, who didn't get together with a bunch of friends, drinking down some Michelob or something? And then, finally, for those of you who are still left around, you take the returnable bottles back and collect the money and get yourself another case of Buckhorn. Yeah, no, that's not me. I don't think these other guys did that, but I'd say that's a good idea. Random Texter says, being that I used to live in Florida, I know that most fresh water in Florida smells like sulfur badly, unless you put a filter system on it. I don't imagine they're putting any kind of a filter system on the water they make the ice in the rink with. So I can't imagine that Coors Light is going to smell very good. Maybe I'm wrong. You have to think that they're going to filter it. That's all I can say. That you have to think that they would just filter any water they use for. But again, it's also for Florida, so maybe not. Maybe they'll just skip that step in making the Coors Light Tampa Bay
and
beer.
You just have to know that the people of Florida will be fine with it because they choose to live in Florida on purpose.
That's an astounding thing right there. Speaking of Tampa Bay Lightning, so they had this big parade, and in the Stanley Cup, Twitter was like, hey, Tom Brady, don't try to throw us. We're heavy. And he's like, yeah, you imagine how much your strength is, and you get a little tequila hard. You guys are adorable. And then these morons of the Tampa Bay Lightning were able to completely demolish and squish the actual the Stanley Cup. It's a real photo. I don't know if that was from yesterday or today, but
it's like a semicircle.
Was the parade today? It looks like here to give you an idea of how it's been squished. If I turn it in a certain way, it looked like Cookie Monster's mouth right there.
Yeah.
It's no longer round is what I'm trying to tell you.
It looks like one of those, you remember when grandma would always bring to the family meetings, like the old family heritage punch bowl that just had seen better days, but you kept it around and she would always put Jello cake in it. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. It is squished. It was like somebody, hey, can you put something here so my car doesn't roll down the hill? Yeah, let's just use this because that's what that looks like. It's
I'd heard the story, but it's so much worse than anybody described it being. Didn't they take it jet skiing? Was that what it was?
I don't know how it actually it got damaged, but yeah, they did a lot of dumb crap with it. And in the past, this thing has been used as a dog food bowl. Somebody jumped, threw it off the top deck into a pool. It's been used and abused, but yeah, I don't know what caused the actual damage on that, but maybe if it was on a jet ski, that would have been at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy trophy. Now, keep in mind, the good news is that was the traveling Stanley Cup that's used for celebrations like that. The original Stanley Cup, well, that sits at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, safe and sound. But still, even the traveling one, you want to keep nice because that's the one everybody passes around when it happens. So that is just atrocious. Everything that they were scared to death that Tom Brady was going to do, throwing that trophy from boat to boat, actually went wrong with the Stanley Cup. So, all right. So what do we have left for Tampa Bay? Is Tampa Bay in any sort of a position to maybe win the World Series? Yay, nay? No, not really, right?
I mean, they're still a good baseball team. They went last year. They're not.
Wait, did they win last year?
No, they went. No, they lost against the Dodgers.
Right.
The Dodgers.
Yeah, I try not to think about those bastards. So if they win the World Series, that's going to be football, hockey, baseball. It's all the sports they have. They don't have an NBA team in Tampa, but that would be pretty damned amazing, right? Is there a chance?
That would, I mean, there is a chance. Yeah, it's a good baseball team that they have, and they're not the best team, but they sort of do it the Oakland A's way with a lot of analytics, and
they're better than the Yankees
to do it cheaply.
Thank you, Phil.
That's not saying a whole lot at this particular juncture in time, but yeah, that is they can make it.
All right. Well, then that's what I kind of want to root for. Not that I give 2 damns and a half about anything Florida. I just think it'd be cool to see a town win a championship in every sport they have there. So, of course, with what happened with the Stanley Cup, you have to be happy that a World Series trophy is always individual to that team. It's not the same one passed around from team to team, right? I'm right about that, right? You get to keep your trophy if you win the World Series, right? Okay, both of you just going to stare at me?
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what happened to the Stanley Cup trophy. I was looking at that.
Yes. So yeah, you get to keep your own. Yeah, like the Steelers have like all of their own trophies.
I feel like it was probably one of the players' wives sat on it. Like it was on the couch. She didn't see it. She sat down.
Although
it is Florida.
For the NHL though, I do think they have to give it back, right? Because you need to make more inscriptions.
Well, right now they have to give it back so it can get repaired. But yeah, you don't get to keep this Stanley Cup. It's the traveling one. It is permanent and goes back to the NHL for at a certain point. You know, all the players get to spend a little time with it. And but yeah, it's got to get all pounded back into shape. The NHL is going to be furious about this. But then they're like,
they just dropped it.
Then they're feeling smart because they're like, see, Bob, that is why we have a traveling cup and we don't send the other one. No, you wanted to send the real thing out, but well, look at these morons in Florida did. Feeling smart now, Bob? Feeling smart now, Bob?
Bob's just staring awkwardly at his desk, he's pretending he doesn't hear. He hears every word.
He's staring at this picture. He's just like, you know, when I had the idea, Tampa Bay didn't even have a team. Who knew they'd give Tampa Bay a team? This is not on me. 888-368-1580 into Speed says Newcastle Brown Ale is second only to Guinness. I have not tried Newcastle Brown Ale. Daylight Drew says Dirty 30 from years ago for me was Meisterbrow, Kona Longboard. Oh, that's tasty. Side note, unless somebody has an AA type problem with booze and don't drink, you can't trust them. So you're saying, I don't know if I can agree with that. So what he's saying is, if you don't drink, I can't trust you. Unless you're an alcoholic, then I understand. But if you don't drink, I don't trust you. Well, what if I'm worried about becoming an alcoholic? You're a wussy. You need a drink, become an alcoholic, ruin your life, and then go to AA. I can't trust you otherwise. Swave Dave says they're just going to measure out a few drops to go and put it in each can and sell it that way, just like they do with the expensive cognac.
Oh,
it's a good point. No, but everything I'm reading here says the championship ice from the arena will be purified using reverse osmosis membrane ultrafiltration technology, a purification process that meets the high Coors Light standards. Have these people tasted Coors Light? The ice will be blended into the Coors Light brew. Oh, Swave Dave might be on something. There's a few drops, and then they can say, it's Tampa Bay. Oh, you know what, Swave Dave, you might have something there. Donnie says, what's your favorite IPA? Well, because I'm a heterosexual male, I don't drink IPA. Just the tips.
Brutal.
Some of these are
absolutely
jokes.
Brutal.
Some of these will just be jokes. Just a tip says, Jeffrey, there's no such thing as the original Stanley Cup. The beauty of the cup is it's created new every year with rings made from all the rings the NHL Hall of Fame has in their vault. Well, what I mean is the original base, the thing itself that sits in the Hall of Fame is the original Stanley Cup, which is improved on every time. The thing they send out there for these knuckleheads to play with is just a copy. 35,000 gallons of water to make an NHL rink. Boy, there's going to be some really watered down, watery beer out there. Well, that's called Coors Light. Kiss the Cook says, hey, what happened to Meisterbrow?
Meisterbrow? I
remember that. I remember that beer. I don't know, the 90s. Senior Wake and Bake says, Phil is a human-sized fingernail and everything's a chalkboard. Jackass. Go Suns. You're a human-sized fingernail. Chief Skulls Burner says, this is what you see whenever you head into North Minneapolis. And so that's the Minnesota beer. I was there for a while. I don't remember Grain Belt beer. Thanks for that, Chief Skulls Burner phone. Last Optimist says, I tried Coors Light out of a keg at a tailgate party once. Thought it was great. I've never thought it was good since. Must have just been it was a good day. I had a moment like that with a Corona once, and it was a very hot day. So it's a good point. Last Optimist says, thank you for that. Hamilton Porter has said, before the first kid, you know how many stories that are amazing start with before our first kid? Wife and I went to Ireland and the Dublin Guinness factory. I swear they'll teach you. There are 8 steps to pouring a perfect Guinness, and they'll teach you right there. That's why you end up drinking it at room temperature, but they let you pour your own. And there's a picture, Hamilton Porter. Is that the guy teaching, or is that you doing it right there? Nicely done. Boogie says, my go-to dirty 30, gin from accounting. All right. Oh, Boogie. Roll Tide Kara says, just be like Roll Tide Ryan and try beer over ice. Oh, hell no. Brother-in-law was over at the house. We're watching the Suns game, and he had brought the beer, and I was like, that better be cold beer that you just brought in here. And he's like, no, you got ice, don't you? I'm like, and he did it right in front of me. He poured beer over ice, and then he started adding chili powder to it. I was like, that was interesting.
That's beyond strange. The whole thing, all of it.
No, it was. I can't remember the name of the powder we had up in there in the cupboard there, but he loved it. He was like, that's the way to go. I don't want to do that. Bala 51 says, Keon, that is why they sell it in 30 packs. You need to drink 30 before you forget about how bad it tastes.
Oh,
you just got to outpace the bad
flavor.
Yeah, the flavor. You just got to boom, 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 boom.
Navy Brad says that ice is a biohazard. Pink Eye says, can Phil really claim the Lakers? He became a fan after they won. I don't think he gets to claim those titles. Yeah, we keep saying that over and over again, but he ignores it. Gorilla Toe says, am I alone in saying I would vote Phil as an all-star radio dude?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
alone,
pretty much alone. Very
on an island by yourself.
Very alone. All right,
Castaway.
guys. One more hour of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, Jackie, did the Gomez files come in?
For Lucy's law firm, finding the perfect Spanish-speaking paralegal feels like an unwinnable case.
The case documents are in Spanish. My Espanol is too rusty for this.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mortgage rates are nearing all-time lows. Now is the time to refinance or purchase a home and take advantage of the low-rate environment. District Lending can help. We are a local mortgage broker that's been helping Arizona homeowners for years. We have rates into the low 2s on certain products, and we never charge any lender fees. Call or text 480-694-7890, or you can check out our rates at districtlending.com/rates. NMLS ID 1835285, Equal Housing Lender.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-628-6070. 800-628-6070. 800-628-6070. That's 800-628-6070.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve. With our affordable Open for Business advertising package, you'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the link for Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He'll be back tomorrow. We got Keon with us right now. Keon Rose. Phil is in there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And boy, the text line has just gone bonkers over what we're talking about is that Coors Light is going to make a bunch of beer out of the ice rink that the Tampa Bay Lightning won on. And it's I would never drink that. I wouldn't drink it if the Coyotes won on it. There's no amount of filtration that's going to be able to get that out of my head.
But here's the thing, though, is you're following your own rule where you don't like Coors Light anyway. So I think a fair assessment would be, what if Guinness were to do this?
No, I wouldn't do it. Because especially if I'm going to drink at room temperature, oh hell no.
Well, if they're only going to do a couple of drops,
no,
does that change anything?
Principle of the matter, I will never kiss a trophy because herpes. And all these guys kissing the NBA trophy, the Stanley Cup, the NFL Lombardi or whatever your trophy is. They're like, oh my dear God. And then that Tom Brady's kissing his kids all over the mouth. It's like, great, now the entire family's getting cold sores every now and then. Forget that. Jesus, I ain't gonna touch that trophy now. Tahini was the chili powder that I was thinking about. So my brother-in-law, first he brings the beer, and then he goes, oh, sorry, it's not cold. So he puts them in the freezer, and he says, nah, just give me some ice. And she's like, okay. And he pours the beer on his ice, and then the tahini, which my wife sent a photo of it. I'll put it up right there. That stuff right there. Yeah. Tahini. I think I'm saying it right. And he's like, oh yeah, this makes it really good Mexican beer. I'm like, okay, dude.
Well, all right then.
Again, I'm the guy who says try anything once, but I was just like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. Jeff Van Gundy says, serious question. Bruce Jacobs was talking about the Suns fans on the radio this morning and how the culture has changed. I have lived in Phoenix my entire life, but he was throwing shade at people in their early 20s. I am 23 years old. Am I really that young? Yes. I feel old because I work a 9 to 5 and because I have to listen to Bruce Jacobs every morning. Well, see, now that changes things. The fact that you listen to Bruce Jacobs, that ages anybody prematurely. So
this is true.
You probably can say you're 33. That'll put 10 years on your life. But yes, you are young, man. You're 23. Not going to throw shade on you. I mean, why was he throwing shade on people in their early 20s?
I know. I was wondering, what does he mean that they've changed? Because I think that there's a good reason. Because anybody in their 20s does not really have that much success in the front of their mind for the Phoenix Suns.
I did, because I was actually 23 when they were last in the finals.
Sure. So you have at least some history. You also have you were very much cognizant of the Steve Nash led teams that made it to the Western Conference Finals. But other than that, if we're here in our age group, we kind of remember the Steve Nash, but it's been so long since that, and we were much younger, that it's not, all we know is like Eric Bledsoe and the Isaiah Thomas point guard led teams that were just itching for a playoff.
So Jeff Van Gundy, let me just say this much: you're 23 years old, and your people are useless. And come on, let's be honest. You working 9 to 5, God bless you. You seem like you're a kid with your head on your shoulders. But in general, Jeff Van Gundy, look around at your peers. Do you feel like it's not deserved a little bit, the abuse that Bruce Jacobs might have been putting on your people? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like it's totally unfair, or do you see it too? And then I don't know what exactly he was saying. Someone at a disadvantage. So what shade specifically was he throwing on people in their early 20s? Now, I'm not going to get mad at the bandwagon fans. There were plenty of bandwagon fans in 1993. You know, what happens in any community when the local sports team gets hot, everybody gets excited, where they might have known about them, occasionally watched them. Now they're like, woo, look at that. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. Yeah, sure. That's just human nature. So I can't get mad about that. I wasn't mad about it then, and I'm certainly not mad about it now. Although I will say this. Back then, people were way more demonstrative about it. There were bigger flags. Instead of the Trump flags, it was the Phoenix Suns fans. And then they had people putting stuff all over their cars, people putting stuff on buildings. Seems like people were celebrating a little harder back in 93 than they are now. Am I wrong about that?
I think that, I can't say what was happening back in 93. I was 3. But I will say that the Suns kind of came out of nowhere this year. I don't think people were fully prepared for this particular team to go as far as they did. You don't make the playoffs for 10 years, and then you go directly to the NBA Finals. That was going to put people off guard a little bit. They're happy, celebrating, but I don't think anybody was prepared for this to be.
It was quick. Team. Yeah, it was a very quick thing. But to be fair, when I was 23 years old, and the Suns were in the playoffs, that's when about the time I was, maybe a year or two before, but I was like really noticing them. So, listen, I don't know how really old Bruce Jacobs is, because he refuses to show anybody his birth certificate, just like his hero. And, but, I was 23, and, that was when I first started noticing them as much as I did. Listen, you're 23 years old. You just discovered you have a penis. You know what I'm saying? You're young, Jeff Van Gundy. You're young. And so if you're just finding something, it's not a bandwagon. That's where I gotta sort of split hairs with Bruce Jacobs. It's not a bandwagon to discover something at a young age, at 18, 20, 23. The bandwagoners I see are these middle-aged or even, 30, 35-year-old people who suddenly have a jersey. And they're like, look at our baby, he's wearing a Suns jersey. That kid has been a fan of the Suns as long as you have been, jackass. We know you're a bandwagon. But I can't call younger people bandwagoners. They're trying to figure out what they like. And if it happens to be kind of like Phil, who bandwagons on what he thinks is a winning team, that makes sense. How old are you, Phil?
27.
Yeah, you're reaching the end of that. Yeah. But the problem is you were a Suns fan for a while before, so it's a different bandwagon situation.
Right. I at least knew what they were, and there's a thing. I can't harp on any fan who doesn't want to support winning. I mean, for the longest time, the owner was very much involved. He was second only to the owner over in the Knicks, not Daryl Morey, but James Dolan. James Dolan is the absolute worst NBA owner, but right behind him was Robert Sarver. So
Sarver figured it out.
He did. Props to him. James Dolan has had all the opportunity in the world, and time again, it's almost like he perfectly chooses the wrong thing to do.
Jeff Van Gundy says, "Thank you for the blessing, Jeff Go. My parents are also proud of me." And said, Bruce Jacobs says we wouldn't know about the team history and that we really don't care a whole lot about it unless we're good. Basically generalizing our age group as bandwagon fans. I'll generalize your age group as a bunch of worthless little participation trophy, life is hard. My Wi-Fi is not good. That sort of thing. But okay. So he says you didn't know the team's history. Well, I didn't know the team's history when I was 23. I mean, I learned it as I went because when the Suns were in the finals in 93, you started to hear about the history of what came before. So I don't know why. I don't know why he's got that in his craw.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like the younger generation is, I don't know exactly what the accusation is there, but like just that they don't know anything is the thing about them. If you're in your 20s, you don't know anything.
Yeah, like I said,
you can't get mad at them for it.
You just noticed you have a penis. That's basically what's going on at that young age. That, and now you're like, oh, the Suns. Just Tip says, if you choose your texter name based on an NBA coach announcer, you might just be a youngster. I know. I think now it's even funnier. I didn't know the person who calls himself Jeff Van Gundy on the text line is 23 years old. That
was a little stunning.
Yeah, that's off-putting. I'll be honest. I think that I don't know. I like it actually. It's weird, but Hefty Lefty says at the next remote, can we have beer 30 light? The greatest cheap 30 rack ever conceived. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where we're going to be. I mean, it depends on what we're doing. He says celebrating is being done more on social media now. Car flags were everywhere in LA for the Lakers three-peat. Now, they're just not much of a thing. Support is shown in different ways now than it was in the 90s. Can I tell you something, though? I miss seeing those cars riding around and people like honking and going, yeah, woo, we're in this together. And, I kind of miss that.
Maybe it's just I'm in the South and just what college football is here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's every college football fan every Saturday here. So I hope that can be
so it never
make
left
a return.
Right.
I moved into it. I didn't grow up in the South.
Well,
but
Keon, being in the South, I think the last thing you want to hear is woo. Oh dear God, no. Boogie says Jeff Van Gundy, pay no mind. Bruce Jacobs yells at everybody to get off his lawn. By the way, Yingling, Black and Tans, those are really good. Best cheap beer you can get if you're out in the East Coast. Yingling, is that really worth my time to discover? I've never had one.
It is the one beer that when I first had it, I was like, okay, this isn't the worst thing I've ever had.
So it's all right.
So yeah.
Senior Wake and Bake says, I heard a little morning show. Didn't know Skipper from Gilligan's Island had a show. Phil, you jackass.
I don't have a morning show.
What is he talking about?
I don't really. Are you talking about my podcast? I got a podcast, but I don't have a morning show.
I don't know what he's talking about. Fish Tank says Jeff Van Gundy is way older than 23. Yeah, the real one.
The real one.
Yeah. Last Optimist says, you ever consider renaming the show hours? You could do first inning, second half, third period. I keep expecting the intro bumper to announce the third hour as the third half.
That sounds like a you problem.
The hell are you drinking there, buddy? Roll Tide Kara says, Keon, roll damn Tide.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah,
I hear.
Roll Tide. Ryan says, did somebody say college football? Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
Yeah, Into Speed says, I used to be in the river that supplied the Golden, Colorado course plant. Sorry, Randy. Oh, you have to say that again when he's here. Skull says, Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, one of their guys on the defense was saying the same thing. So they're smoking the same thing Skull is. Take a look at the Vikings, Phil, Keon. Is there any realistic chance? Don't give me that. Well, a lot of games to be played. Oh, anything could happen. Is there any realistic chance that the Vikings will be good enough this year to go to the Super Bowl without having to buy tickets?
Without okay, I'll go.
Here, do you want to go game by game really fast?
I'll go 10% chance.
All right, let's do this for Skull, game by game. Go.
All right, Seahawks at Vikings.
Loss.
Browns at Vikings.
Ooh, loss.
Lions at Vikings.
Win.
Vikings at Panthers.
Win.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 2 wins. Cowboys at Vikings. I got win.
That, you know what? That depends on Dak. I'm going to say I believe in Dak. Loss.
I've got win there.
Okay, so
All right.
Vikings at Ravens.
Ravens are going to win that. Yeah, it's a
Ravens.
loss.
Vikings at Chargers.
Loss.
I say loss as well.
Yeah, Herbert's coming into his own. You know?
All right, this will be interesting. Packers at Vikings.
Yeah, see, now that depends.
Yes.
With Aaron Rodgers, it's a loss. Without Aaron Rodgers, absolutely a win.
I'm assuming Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. I think he's kind of played his hand.
Okay.
And hasn't really made any change, and he seems to be okay with it. So I'm going to go, he's going to be there, and that's a loss.
The loss.
I'm
So,
gonna
so
say that's
far,
a-
we've agreed 3 wins is
Three
all they
wins.
have so far.
3 wins. I got to win there, but whatever. Vikings at 49ers. That's a loss.
Yeah, loss.
Yeah.
Vikings at Lions. Hey, they got their next win, their 4th win.
Yeah, okay.
Steelers at Vikings. I got that as a win.
That is a win. The Steelers fell apart in the second
Steelers
half
don't
of last
have any
season.
offensive line.
Who do they have as their backup quarterback? Because I don't even know if Ben's going to make it
It's
very far.
Dwayne Haskins, the former Washington football team. quarterback.
Vikings going to win.
Vikings going to win. Vikings at Bears.
Loss.
Okay.
That's a loss. Yeah.
You like how I had to pause just because it's the Bears?
Yeah. Rams at Vikings.
Loss.
Vikings at Packers.
Well, again, that depends on the same thing, but let's say
I am once again assuming Aaron Rodgers
So,
is there.
win.
And once again,
I'm gonna
assuming
say 1 win. Just I think that they split that series.
I think that's a loss anyway.
Bears at Vikings to end the season.
That's
Loss.
a win.
You really
I think
you think they'll
that's a win.
split? So you're
Yeah.
So based on the split effect, and that's 5 wins.
I'm the most
maybe
optimistic with
5
7.
or 7. I can't do that. So
I have 6.
So Keon is just playing the safe route with 6. Again,
that still doesn't get you in the playoffs.
No.
So
no Aaron Rodgers, it's 5 wins. Aaron Rodgers, it's 7 wins. That's my prediction. So
you're 6 and 11. You're still
in that division. Can 5 to 7 wins get you into the playoffs?
You know what? I'm sorry. I missed
No.
2 games to start out the season.
Oh, there's 2 more?
These might change your mind.
Oh, okay.
They start out the season Vikings at Bengals.
That's a
Loss.
win.
I'm giving a loss
To
to
start
Joe
out
Burrows.
the season, does that make a difference? They might not have Joe Burrow.
Okay, give him a win.
Give
It's
him a
win.
win.
So now I've got 6.
I've got 8.
got
And then
7.
here we go. Vikings at Cardinals.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
Yeah. All right. So I have. Okay. So now back to the original thought process between 6 and 8 wins. That could, if Aaron Rodgers is not around, the 8 wins might get them in the playoffs.
I have been assuming this entire time that Aaron Rodgers will be back. So I don't think that gets you in.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it all comes down to. And then only then, Skull, do you have a chance? His response is, he was going along with us. Win. He says Vikings will be undefeated.
Undefeated. Never lost.
Okay, Skull, go ahead and pack another bowl, and thanks for being with us. Billy White Shoes Johnson says, I muted the commentary last game when the real Jeff Van Gundy started quoting poetry. God, I just wish somebody at the NBA would sign the papers with TNT to get Espen off of the
I don't know.
playoffs
I
and the
think
finals.
Jeff Van Gundy is goofy and weird, and I kind of like it.
You know, the cranky old man and just the stuff. I just give me some better play-by-play, man. Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan. Let's see some of that, huh? Last Optimist says, this discussion reminds me, I need some Cardinal swag for my new Jeep and for the motorhome when we tailgate. Yeah, Yingling, yes, it's worth your time. Had some last month when I crossed the Mississippi. All right. What do you compare Yingling to? I can't remember what that's supposed to be compared to. What's that like? What beer would you say it's kind of like? Do you know there, Keon? You don't drink a lot. So you really
I don't
compare
drink
it.
enough to know what to compare it to. Yeah.
Your past has been filled with bad beer. Chief Skulls Burner says Grain Belt has been around since 1893 and Grain Belt Premium since 1947, currently brewed by August Shells Brewery in New Ulm, Minnesota. That neon sign has been by that bridge since 1950. Okay, now I've never seen it, and I spent an entire year there. You're saying heading into North Minneapolis. Maybe I've never had to go on that bridge because I was over in St. Paul side and I came into Minneapolis through the north. So I don't know. I never noticed it, Chief Skull. Kiss the Cook says Stroh's in a keg is the king. Every time I dream about it, gives me morning wood.
Oh, good Lord.
It's a lot more information we needed, but God bless you. Hitting the Nut says, there is a bar in my hometown of Sioux Falls, South Dakota called the Grain Belt. I bet you never guessed the type of beer they sell there. It's not bad after you've had a few good beers first. Random texter says, but it's not the first kid. It's the second one that makes you stand back and scratch your head all the time wondering, what the hell have I done? Oh, that's right. I had mentioned, I don't even
Before,
remember.
yeah, you said before we had a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A lot of your best stories are before we had our first kid. Hamilton Porter says, ice in beer. That's got to be a man card violation, right?
It's kind of like ice in orange juice. Or ice in milk.
See, ice and milk is
those
better
either.
comparison. Ice and orange juice? All right, I can see a couple of ice cubes. No big deal.
I've just never done it.
No, I dig it. I don't know if I can man card violation somebody for how they would like to drink their alcohol. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I think I even said that steak sauce isn't a man card violation, or did I say it is? I can't remember now. I have to go back and look at the Manstitution. I got to tell you, thinking about it, that's bad. It's bad putting that stuff there. Jiggy says, beer over ice? That just sounds like the nastiest thing ever. Large Marge says, speaking of beer, ever tried a spotted cow? Wisconsin beer. No. Just a Tip says, you got to love Skoll. He's living exactly what we're all trying to get Phil to understand. You pick a team. You stick with that team. You root and cheer no matter what the record is or what the last game performance was. Skoll is a Vikings fan. Win, lose, draw. He believes in his team. He loves his team. He stands by his team. He understands the meaning of the word FAN.
Skoll is intoxicated out of his mind.
That's also true.
And he is delusional.
Yeah, you're right about part of that, but absolutely, Just Tip is right about the rest.
Yeah, I don't know. I root for the old Washington football team that we may or may not have a new name soon. I don't know when that's happening. I don't always love that team, but I always root for them.
You know what? Yeah,
there's a lot of hate watching of my own team going on.
That brings up a pretty good point, Keon, and I want to talk about that when we come back. Now, Dan Snyder's Washington football team has said it will not be the Warriors or anything at all connected to Native Americans, because they're like, after what we've done all these years, we don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. So that is off the table. I want to see how an actual Washington football fan feels about it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Demand for unskilled workers is sky high, but who wants that life? There's demand for hundreds of thousands of IT and cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. My Computer Career is training people to meet it. Get skilled. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Through July, grants are covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Mortgage rates are nearing all-time lows. Now is the time to refinance or purchase a home and take advantage of the low-rate environment. District Lending can help. We are a local mortgage broker that's been helping Arizona homeowners for years. We have rates into the low twos on certain products, and we never charge any lender fees. Call or text 480-694-7890, or you can check out our rates at districtlending.com/rates. NMLS ID 1835285, Equal Housing Lender.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
at earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to phoenixraceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Jacobs and Helly, weekday morning 6 to 10. They will get you up and ready for the day.
You just said it yourself. You look at the tiles and stuff and what's showing up.
Clear, thoughtful insights into the world of sports.
Yeah, is that a coincidence? When was the last time tiles showed up on your social?
Right. And I wasn't even the one there.
You won't want to miss a second of the show.
Well, you know, it's dumb. You can Google naked girls. Naked girls will show up on your social media.
Jacobs and Helly, weekday morning 6 till 10 on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Randy White should be back with us again tomorrow. I brought up here the Fanatic weather. He gave me the app, so now I can see what's going on with our very expensive equipment.
Is this official?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a link to it right here. I guess I can give you a weather report right now because stuff is happening.
All right.
We've been enjoying one day off from the monsoons. Well, at least the East Valley has. I knew there was some activity last night, but so here's what's going on right now. Here's a flash flood watch in effect right now in the Phoenix area. It goes all the way to Wednesday morning. Portions of South Central Arizona and Southwest Arizona, and it's all through the night. Going to be some hardcore rain, and also. This is nice. There's a game app coming up on my weather app. I'm trying to read this, and all of a sudden it throws up this like, "Oh, you want to play golf? Come on, man! I'm on radio." So
should I do it again? Should I hit it again?
No, I'll just finish up. So it'll be some thunderstorms tonight, and looking for an overnight low of 89 tomorrow, a high of 104. You're going to have clouds and various storms on and off throughout this week. It's monsoon season, peoples. So drive safe out there and be careful. And you're sitting right now on 51% humidity. So just, stay safe and,
hug your loved ones.
What I'm going to do, and I'm not going to take off my shoes when I get home. I'm going to walk straight through the house. Front door, kiss my wife, keep walking right to the backyard, get the bird feeders, bring them inside. Because that wind over the weekend, horizontal hail at like 70 miles an hour. Yeah, I think I'm going to go out and get our new bird feeders down and try to keep those from being destroyed. So whatever you need to do at your house, you might want to take care of your business. Oh, I got to get those trash cans out of the street before they end up like in the next neighborhood.
All right, Keon, whenever you have monsoons where you are, is your number one priority your bird feeders?
Well, I mean, I don't have bird feeders, but I also don't have a yard that's my own. I rent. So.
My wife is the bird feeder person.
Way to offset it on the wife. Yeah, way to go.
In the back there, the thing I got to worry about is Bob. Bob's the thing. Yeah, I put Bob back there.
Yeah, Bob Schwersky?
No. Them fleshy punching bag guys. We just named ours Bob. That's all.
I see.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those things that I can't remember what the actual name is. No. It looks like a dude. It's like a dude's torso, which, by the way, has been a lot of fun. Has scared the crap out of people who have visited the house. They'll look out the window and at the corner of their eye, they see Bob's face, and they're like, "Yeah." You guys know what I'm talking about? The fleshy punching guy thing.
Yeah, he looks like a CPR doll, but he punches.
Right.
Instead of trying to resuscitate him.
And his mouth isn't open,
which
okay.
Which causes problems.
Well, it disappoints Phil. Yeah. Anyway, so Bob's the only thing, and he doesn't move at all, so we're fine in the backyard. But yeah, you batten down the hatches. That's all I'm saying. You got to put stuff away. You get what kind of storms do you get there in the Tennessee and Nashville area there?
Oh, I mean, once you reach summertime, you're in tornado season. At any point, that could just be a thing that happens. So our storms tend to be more spontaneous and come out of nowhere. kind of storms. Though, like that's
You could be
sort of what
blown
we
at
got.
any time.
Well, hold
Walking
on.
down the street,
I,
singing "Do-ah diddy diddy dum diddy dee."
Phil, you're missing a few words on that sentence, but whatever. 888-368-1580. So the storms pop up pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, and you just kind of have, honestly, you just kind of have to keep an eye on the skyline, because once you see clouds gathering, you might be in for a rough time. It just
Seriously, as
depends.
soon as it gets cloudy, you're like, I better go find a basement.
Well, yeah, I don't know if this is true, because I've been fortunate. I haven't encountered any tornadoes, even though there have been some on other parts of town. But like they say, when it starts to get cloudy and the sky is like an orange color, you should head the other way.
Orange, really? When I spent a year in Minnesota, it was when it would turn this kind of the color of the Pacific Ocean, like a blue-green in the clouds. That's when crap was about to get real. I never heard about the orange sky version. Here, it's just God knows what'll happen. You could have dust storm. You could have no warning, microburst. Suddenly there's wind. Suddenly, but usually there is the tell of the dust storm that will happen. But you never know what you're going to get here either. But at least here we know this: during the day you're fine. Around about 4 or 5 o'clock, you start to see the clouds forming off in the horizon. Maybe you get some little dust storms. And you're like, okay, time to go home. Make sure you get home and batten down them hatches. So, it's what's happening now, and you can look forward to that for most of this week. People still just want to talk about beer on the text line. Let's see.
Well, of course,
it's a universal topic.
Billy White Shoes Johnson says you have to be from the Midwest, where beer is beer and sheep run scared. Schmidt, Old Style, Grain Belt, North Star, many more. $5 a case, and head to the lake and go fishing. Maybe fish if you can find the boat, I guess. Justin Tip says, so you're having beer with your pals at the barn, eh? As many times as I've thrown Benjamin off the patio for putting an ice cube in his whiskey, I was shocked when I tried it. It wasn't the worst thing I ever put in my mouth. Cold Guinness, cold whiskey. Oh, the times are a-changing. Whiskey Stones. I guess if you have to have a cold whiskey Stones, put those, you freeze those, put those in your drink, but don't water it down. Wait a minute.
Isn't that just whiskey on ice?
Yeah, but you don't water it down. The Stones just give you the cold, but they don't melt and make it watery.
Okay.
That I can understand. I don't understand why you want it cold. Doesn't make a difference to me. But the Guinness, yeah, just making it cold. I mean, I would never. I guess if you want beer over ice, what about beer over whiskey Stones to make it cold? Well, hopefully my brother-in-law is going to come over for the next Suns game, and I can discuss this with him. And I will freeze the whiskey Stones and have them ready. Probably going to have a couple of bags worth to make it worth his while for the beer. Well, I'm going to make him try it. I'm going to make him try it. I say, you try this or you get out of my house and you leave your beer here. Tiger Paws says Illinois was Army Green Sky. And don't forget Pat's Blue Ribbon, everybody. Ugh, trying to forget it. Skull says the orange red sky is pollution from the last storm. It lit some fires. Last Optimist says Yingling is a sweet malty amber lager, similar to Honey Brown. Hefty Lefty
Honey Brown
says, when is the National Remembrance Day for the Trail of Tears? I feel like that would be the most Snyder move possible to announce the team name.
Well, fortunately, he has had all of his administrative abilities removed. He's not allowed to do anything until Roger Goodell says
Keon.
so.
What a crock of bleep. Who's running the show now?
His wife.
No, he is through his wife.
I know that he's going to be
I've
doing
got
it
strings. She's
through
a
his
puppet.
wife. But I mean, as far as him physically being anywhere near, no one is going to do a Trail of Tears Remembrance Day. I don't care what he says.
She seems smart enough to know how a calendar works. Do you really feel like that?
I don't think that she's a dumb person. I think she's smart enough to know not to do that.
Hope you're right. So now I've talked about this before the break. You with your fandom of the Washington football team and hearing them come out and say, no, we are not, whatever we do for a name, it will not be Native American at all. I thought it would be a nice tribute to find a name to find a mascot name that the Native American community say, yeah, see, that's more like it. It pays tribute to a strong and proud people, and we can go ahead and go with that. And then maybe we can undo some of what's been done in the past with a positive Native American, name rather than what would be racist. And but the alternative is we aren't going anywhere near it. We're going to do something completely different. How do you feel about that? And how does the community feeling about that right now?
Well, I think a lot of the fans have kind of moved past it at this point. Like a lot of people were pretty bitter about the name change early on, but I think we've all gotten to the fact that, first off, Washington football team doesn't sound that bad, and we've just all gotten used to saying it.
Still stupid.
But Jason Wright is the team president, and he's the one that's been in charge of all of this, and they're focus grouping this into oblivion. And they've talked to a number of Native American groups, and the Native American groups have basically just said, not in no uncertain terms, we don't even really want you guys to have a Native American based name or anything connected with us at all.
Fair enough.
Choose something else.
Fair
and
enough.
So they're listening.
Yeah, if your heart was in the right place, you'd have done this a long time ago, and you would have never been that sort of thing. Or when a modern ownership took place, they would have made it right back then, not have been forced to. So I complete respect to the Native American groups that say, yeah, how about we just leave us out of this? Okay, great. So what does that leave us with? Like the Red Tails, named for the African American pilots who flew in the war. What are some of the other names
Hogs,
that are
the Washington Football Hogs?
No one's really saying Hogs.
Yeah.
Renegades is floating around.
That's not bad.
Red Wolves is floating around.
I don't really like that one though.
I don't really like it either. And if we're gonna go with anything involving wolves, let's just go with wolves. I don't see why
Washington
Red
Wolves.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled with any of these names, to be honest, but I actually kind of
the Washington Capitals, I think, was another one.
So you like Renegades over Red Tails?
Or Legislators?
Slightly. And that's just because I like the way that it sounds. I do like the Red Tails, and obviously honoring the Tuskegee Airmen who flew in World War II. I just don't think that outside of those handful of names, anybody is excited about anything else. Presidents got thrown out there, but that's so boring. Monarchs got thrown out there, but
that's dumb as hell.
The most un-American thing that you could be. What in the nation's capital? I just don't know about some of those names, but Red Wolves is very popular, and so
Red Wolves.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the name.
They are damned and determined to keep an R on the front of the name, aren't they?
Yeah. What is their insistence on red? Like, you know what? We see that we
so
did
they don't have to
something wrong.
change their color scheme.
Yeah, don't have to change the color scheme. Don't have to change the team song, which would work with Red Wolves, but I don't want it anyway. I don't know. I just think Red Wolves is lame, and it sounds very amateur football to me.
I guess if you had to choose, Renegades ain't bad. Last Optimist says Washington Redcoats. No, the excitement's going to burn down the town.
The Washington Benedict Arnolds.
Yeah. Oh, what about that? Yeah, Large Marge says, hey, remember the replacements? Yeah, how about that? Go Sentinels.
The Washington replacements.
I'm actually big on the Sentinels.
The Sentinels. Why not? Yeah, that's not bad.
That was a really good movie, and it works.
Tiger Paws says a lot of the history for the word Redskins, words Redskins didn't refer to any color of their skin, but to the vermilion war paint they wore.
Oh,
so Redskins is referring to the Indian Warriors actually was appropriate. Okay.
Yeah, you lose a lot of your argument when there's a literal Native American on the side of the helmet.
Yeah. I kind of
not wearing war paint.
He's not wearing
the
war
logo. Yeah, like there's a lot of interesting stuff with the team name and with the team logo. Like the actual Redskins logo was designed by someone who was Native American, but like the Native Americans just don't want to be associated with this or with this team, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like they have the right to say, pick something else.
Okay with the Kansas City Chiefs because they don't marginalize, they don't cartoonize, I guess. There's a strong, proud figure in Native American culture. There had been conversations where they're like, hey, we're cool with that. Just don't do that tomahawk chop stuff or cartoonize things.
And they banned headdresses at games.
Right. They,
yeah.
Hey, listen, we're getting there, people. I used to think we were farther along with this whole racism stupidity, because that's just what it is. It's either I have to believe it's mostly stupid, or a lot of you sons of bitches out there are just evil, racists. But I thought we were farther along than we were. Turns out we're not, which means we got work to do. So if you are tired of hearing about the conversations, you're like, all this stuff. And by the way, racism is not a political issue. It's a human issue. So don't say, I don't like when these guys get political and talk about, no. Once we're done with racism, then we will be able to stop talking about it. When you racist sons of bitches out there stop being racist, and when you good, nice people out there start calling out the racism and putting an end to it, then we can move on. But until then, I don't care about you having fatigue on the subject, because the subject needs to be dealt with until it's done. Anyways, we'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, Jackie, did the Gomez files come in?
For Lucy's law firm, finding the perfect Spanish-speaking paralegal feels like an unwinnable case.
The case documents are in Spanish. My Espanol is too rusty for this.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Dale Hellestrade from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, when we're all working on our shows here at The Fanatic, we're totally focused and we don't want to worry about the other things. Like the technology that runs our station. That's where Affinity Technology comes in. They run all our IT so we can focus on what really matters, our business and our listeners. These guys handle literally everything. If it plugs in, they work with it. They've saved us tons of money and they've kept us focused on what really matters. Affinity Technology, they can do the same for you. Go to atechaz.com. Be sure and tell them I sent you.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
Mortgage rates are nearing all-time lows. Now is the time to refinance or purchase a home and take advantage of the low-rate environment. District Lending can help. We are a local mortgage broker that's been helping Arizona homeowners for years. We have rates into the low 2s on certain products, and we never charge any lender fees. Call or text 480-694-7890, or you can check out our rates at districtlending.com/rates. NMLS ID 1835285, Equal Housing Lender.
The Fanatic.
Come on.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. I'm not going to get into any kind of argument on this stuff right now because we're so close to the end of the show. But come on, guys. Think about it. If it were you, would you be like, I'm tired of hearing about all this? No. If it were you, you'd be upset that it's not being talked about more. So, if people start trying to make excuses and say, I just don't want to hear it, take it easy there. 888-368-1580. Just a tip. Yo, that's a great idea. Well, you had me there for a second. But we can make them bigger. Here's what it is. A little bit ago, we were talking about, having whiskey stones, right? And he says, Jeffrey, how about blender beer stones sold in pairs only? Well, I thought, well, those would be too small. Then I thought, oh, wait, blender beer stones, these big old bold ones, I guess we'll say, and 2 big stones that you put if you want to pour your beer over the ice. Would anybody buy those? I know you guys wouldn't. You're not drinkers, but
somebody would, though. I mean, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it's one of those sounds like a good idea things, but is there really a need for it? Would people actually embrace the blender beer stones? Copyright 2021, all rights reserved. Steal the idea from Just the Tip and myself, and we will sue your monkey ass. That's what's going to happen right here, people. Hefty Lefty says, why we call them the Washington Republic?
I don't know. Like the Republic, it's such a vague thing. Like I do want like the team name to have a face. Something you could put on the side of a helmet.
Keon, you're not thinking about the branding opportunities. They would have an uphill start already on the Star Wars branding.
Oh, brother, you're in the evil empire.
Da, 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 here comes Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's gonna throw his little death ball star.
Well, now I'm starting to like the idea. I'll be honest. It's not bad. Jeffy Lefty sends me a thing saying, I got a cold beer mug right there. It's always in the freezer. So I like my beer cold. So yeah, well, the glass is cold, but the beer you put in it is going to be kind of lukewarm. And is that cold glass really going to make the difference on cooling that beer quickly? Not so sure. Thunder Snow says, Washington Horse. Good ring to it, but probably not for the football team. Large Marge says, was Keanu better as Neo or Falco or Ted? I think Keanu Reeves was better as Falco than even Neo or Ted. It's all the same acting, to be honest. But
it's the one.
Wick's,
it's the one thing. But
John Wick's probably his best one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
That's true.
He actually did research and learn how to shoot like that.
Yeah, no, it's some of the best action shooting that you can see around. It's very good.
Yeah, so there he's legit. So yeah, John Wick, not just because as a man, it's my God-given right to just love a movie where people just get shot like 900 people in one movie. But yeah, he actually fit that part really nicely.
I also think it should be mentioned that we do have I'm not going to say breaking news, but it's news. Argentina did finally beat USA finally, men's basketball did beat Argentina 108-80. So they won an exhibition game
by 28 points.
So
they finally pulled out of whatever funk they were in and
watch out.
And they better have, because Nigeria beat Argentina by 20.
Right. So we beat Argentina by 28, which means effectively we beat Nigeria by 28. It's my math. Just
transitive
go with
properties.
It. Yeah, just
something
go
like
with
that.
888-368-1580. So I have not been a good boy. No. I've been staying up too late at night. And so I'm a little tired today, I'll admit it. And I made a huge mistake. Sitting there last night and started watching some stuff, right? And I'm flipping through and I'm like, what's this? A movie I haven't seen. It's a new movie and it's available and it's free.
Really?
I'm like, well, I got to try this. Bill and Ted Face the Music might be worse than Coming to America 2. I am not sure. I think actually it might actually be worse. That was such a steaming pile of why in the hell did I watch it? Why did they make it? What has gone wrong with my life? And it's one of those things. I don't know if you guys are like this. If I'm going to walk away from a movie, it's early. But once I'm in, I'm like, got to go the rest of the way.
So they drew you in early and you were intrigued enough.
I wasn't drawn in. I was just sitting there like the whole time. What happened is, oh my God, this is bad. This can't be bad all the day. Is this bad all the And then it's like, oh, you're in too deep.
And next thing you know, you're two-thirds of the way through the movie. You kind of can't back out at that point. You've already invested the time.
Just the worst thing I ever watched.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I can't decide if it's worse than Coming to America 2.
I wanted to like Coming to America too, so I didn't watch it. I let other people tell me it was bad, and at that point I was like, oh, I can't allow myself to watch this movie because Coming to America is actually one of my favorite movies. It's
still
great.
is.
It's like
great.
It's like Game of Thrones the last season, where if you know that it's such a pile of heaping garbage,
Don't watch it and sully your experience, right?
yeah.
Well, that's the way I am with Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull Bleeper, because there's no way in the hell I'm going to ruin that. I got the 3-box set on my shelf, and it looks cool.
Yeah, the one that ends with Sean Connery.
That's right. That was such a good trilogy. And I didn't mind the idea of seeing Indiana Jones come back, but he waited too long. He waited too long. And when Shia the douchebag is in the movie that you come back with, oh, no, that doesn't exist to me. The Crystal Skull Bleeper and whatever is coming up next does not exist to me.
Now that is a movie I stopped watching it very early when he survives the nuke by hiding out in
a fridge.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I stopped watching the movie. I literally do not know what happens after that because
I heard there was
too-
aliens in it. Is that true?
Yes.
I don't know.
See, yeah, you got out at the right time. Oh, by the way, I don't know if Fed Fan is listening right now, but maybe we'll save this for tomorrow. But the news coming out that Wimbledon multiple matches are being investigated for fixing. They're saying, according to a report by a German newspaper, the investigation was launched after several very specific and suspicious bets took place surrounding matches during the tournament earlier in this month. So could be some controversy going on with Wimbledon of all things.
Yeah, if you ever want to find regulation, you need not look any further than Las Vegas. Las Vegas, I know that it has a murky background, but especially now, they don't want fixing. They are the first to report you and say, hey, this was weird. This was really a weird bet. Somebody put $10 million on her to lose by precisely 3 points. They knew something was going on.
Suspicious.
Yes, it was very suspicious.
Just the tip says when it's 115 degrees outside, blender beer stones will make some damn sense, won't they? It's a good point. Fighting Wampa says, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Washington Warhogs.
Look, I'm here for it. Okay, I'm on board with the Warhogs. I just don't think they're gonna do it.
Are those the pigs with tusks?
There's no such thing as a warhog, Phil. There's no such thing as a warhog. No hogs have ever been sent to war as anything other than a ham sandwich.
But maybe I bet they would make the best bacon, because if they fight you for it, I mean,
that's that bacon we too lean. Just got to think, Phil. You got to think.
But it sounds awesome.
It does,
and that's all that counts to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Average Joe says, I don't think I'd buy Blender beer stones, but I'd rock a Blender logoed Speedo.
Yes, you would, baby.
We will not be selling those.
Yeah.
There's no market for it if you're the only person on the
Well,
market.
yeah, there's one guy.
It's you and Phil. That's it. That's the market.
We will create a whole line, and we will bring new listeners in with a little bit more class and artistry.
Because that's what everybody thinks when they hear Speedo.
Class.
Senior Wake and Bake says, we do have freezers, gentlemen. 30 minutes and some liquors taste better. Yes. See, can't trust Phil with his non-drinking monkey ass right there, can you? Go Suns. See, now that makes me start thinking, some people have a wine refrigerator. How about a whiskey refrigerator? Just keep it cold in there. Open up, pour it, drink it. You don't have to worry about anything. Is that like an abomination of whiskey?
It's more accessible to the kids, I'd imagine, but
well, I'm all right with that. They got to start somewhere. Large Marge says the Replacements is not nearly as bad as Any Given Sunday. Jeez Louise.
Any Given Sunday is not. You fight for that inch in football.
The Replacements is probably more solid and fun. Gene Hackman, I feel like that's a little solid and more fun. There was some sort of artistic thing going on with Any Given Sunday they were trying to go for at the time. So yeah. Kiss the Cook says Naked Wednesday starts in 6 hours.
Yes, it does, baby.
There is going to be no Naked Wednesday.
Keon, will you join me to celebrate the holiday that is Naked Wednesday tomorrow?
First off, that's not a holiday. Secondly, what on earth is it? And thirdly, no.
Keon, when somebody says Naked Wednesday, you don't ask what is it. You just strip down and
you absolutely ask.
That is one of many questions that happens when someone talks about Naked Wednesday.
Easily. Yeah, I got 2 letters. No, that's it. That's all I got for you. No. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, I do think it's funny that Indiana Jones fans believe the Ark of the Covenant and the Cup of Everlasting Life in voodoo, but no, they draw the line to aliens.
I mean, he's kind of got a point.
Can I tell you why? Because, Ark of the Covenant is based in like a biblical thought process. Voodoo is something that is based on a cultural reality, whether or not you believe in it or not. There is cultural, but aliens, now you've transcended into, you're outside of anything that anybody really does believe in. I'm just trying to explain the thought process.
Are you even Indiana Jones is an archaeologist. You want your mythical things in your movies to be something, presumably, that an archaeologist could discover.
I mean,
the aliens.
Well,
aliens.
He did discover them.
There is a show called Ancient Aliens. Yeah.
The guy with the crazy hair.
Yep.
You know what they should have done? They should have done a crossover with Indiana Jones meets the Mummy. Now, if you want to talk about archaeology, that's where you need to go.
Yeah, until Crystal Skull, I thought the worst thing that Harrison Ford ever did was Callista Flockhart, but now I'm not so sure. Just a Tip says, there are glasses that have seriously heavy bases. I keep a few in the fridge because they keep the whiskey there. I keep the whiskey warm they end up warm rather than being hot when I'm on the patio. Okie dokie. Fighting Wampa says, somebody mentions Naked Wednesday and it's a full room full of men. Yeah, how about no thanks? No, dude. It's just a guy in the other room. I'm not even gonna say man. It's a guy in the other room who's trying to talk you into Naked Wednesday.
I'm not trying to talk. I walk the walk. I don't just talk the talk.
Screaming Eagle says, Keon did great filling in for Randy. Love your show. Go Suns. Thanks, Screaming Eagle.
Thanks for
Appreciate
Screaming
that.
Eagle.
Thunder, I'm sure he typed that before Naked Wednesday came up.
I think he typed it because Naked Wednesday came up.
Do we have time for anything now? I feel like this. I told you. What did I tell you about that, bud?
You said comes up.
You're not
Naked
allowed.
Wednesday came up.
No, it just.
No, it was right there. It was begging to rise.
Doesn't matter. You're not allowed to touch that. Wait, do we have what?
Yes, you want to hurry up and do?
Let me get that. All right, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back to the year 1934. Babe Ruth of the New York Yankees became the first player to hit 700 career home runs when he connected against right-hander Tommy Bridges of the Detroit Tigers at Navin Field in Detroit. Only Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds have reached the 700 mark. Albert Pujols currently has 675 home runs and is the only active player with more than 500. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Well, if they continue to play the Diamondbacks, I mean, a couple of 22-1 burgers and Albert Pujols can reach it pretty fast.
Yeah, Pujol, he might get there. But again, I don't like records that go back to 1934 before everybody got to play. I only care about the records that happened after everybody got to play, because who's to know what could have happened if everybody had been allowed to play in 1934. We may not have even heard of Babe Ruth.
Amen.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for us. Tiger Paw says, Phil, keep walking. Anyway, all right, listen, everybody have a great night. Tomorrow, we're going to be very excited. We got to see our Phoenix Suns beat the Bucks in Milwaukee. We'll get you ready for that at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Thanks, Keon.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpected?